Lord have mercy. Right, y'all. Welcome back. We are back with another video. We have been so busy today. I had to rush in my little lunch break. I got a little lunch that's left over. We did about 3 videos today, and if we do this full time, um, this is what we are all about. So we definitely got a lot of stuff that we're going to discuss. So sit back and enjoy. You need to be following me on all social media. Let me first say that. On Twitter, on Instagram, on Stationhead, because Stationhead is a place where we play clips, where we have unfiltered conversation. Members only. We got a members only live. We're going to do on Monday. So make sure you get your subscriptions over there if you can. For Patreon people, we'll be over there on Monday night. So we're going to be talking over there. But I really tell you, need to follow me on all social media. Do not come in here saying you ain't getting your notification. Because I'm going to say, are you on the text list? So that we'll have no more problems of notifying people when we go live. Because if you are in here in this place, all you got to do is text. We got the text list. And it's free. Excuse me. It is free to do. So there's no excuse, okay? So when people say, I ain't getting notification, I ain't getting notified, I'm like, what more can I do? All you got to do is type in Wiley, WILEY, to 888-534-4939. I want to tell you about a dream that I had before we get into these topics. I was sitting down and I was watching past Apostle Kevin Cunningham, based out of Chicago, the Transformation Center in Chicago. I pretty much love listening to his messaging. I had a dream about Apostle Kevin Cunningham, and he was singing a gospel song, and he passed me the mic, and I started singing. I don't know what gospel song it was. It slipped my mind. I should have write it down. I'm like, what do that dream mean? So if we got anybody that know about dreams, what does that dream mean? Because I was watching his sermons, right? And I had a dream about Apostle Kevin Cunningham. And he was singing a gospel song. And he passed me the mic. And I started singing. I want to know, what do that dream mean? Do it mean I need to visit his church? Do it mean that I need to get back into church? Is that a sign from God? If God's speaking on me? And it was really good. I was into the zone singing it was a congregational song, and he just passed the mic, and I just started singing a congregational song. And he passed me the mic, and I'm like, what does that mean? I haven't been to that church in a while. And the crowd was into it. I know I was singing a congregational song, and I literally had a dream. So maybe it is I need to sing. I don't know, but I had a dream about that. I was singing a congregational song, and the church was into it. And I was like, wow. And it's been years since I got in front of the church and was singing. I forgot what the song was about, but I just remember I was at Apostle Kevin Cunningham Church, and he passed me the mic to sing, and I was singing. So I don't know what that means. Do it mean that I need to get back into singing? Do it mean I need to get back into church? So I don't, okay. If anybody is into like dreams about what did that dream mean, let me know in the comments. Let me know, because I was just definitely dreaming about that. And I didn't even take, and the funny thing about it, I didn't even take no pill, because usually I take my medication and then I always have dreams. This particular time, no medication. It was no medication. I just went to sleep. Did I take my medicine? I don't know. I don't think I did. I don't remember I did. But all I remember, I was dreaming. It say you need to get back in church choir. Keep using your force. That's what it means. Okay, because I'm definitely Wiley. It means it's your turn. Whatever it is, I receive it because I was definitely dreaming, and he passed me the mic to sing, and wow, it was just blows my mind. But I know for a fact that I was listening to his sermon. I was listening to his preaching, and I was when I was at work, I listened to his preach. I have on my speakerphone when I'm doing my rounds, and I'm hearing him preaching. And that next day, that that my granny said it's a little legit. She said, "Take your black behind back to church." Okay, that's what it means. Like, I really was sitting there, and I was just definitely dreaming. It means you're thanking God, whatever it is. I don't know if I probably took my pill because usually when I take my pill, I dream. So I don't know if I took my pill or not, but I know for a fact it was a dream. I was at a Apostle Kevin Cunningham Church, the Transformation Center of Chicago. It's a church that I do watch, and I watch. And on Sundays I watch there. And if I missed a Sunday services, I catch them online. So I think it means that I need to get back in church. Okay, I think that's what it means. I'm glad you said that. Looked at that, symbolize your nature of wanting to love people and treating them right. Really? Okay, so I just wanted to know if anybody can tell about the dream and stuff like that. All right. It's me. I'm hearing that go back to church. I'm hearing that it's your turn. All right, so I wanted to ask y'all. They said always write the dreams down immediately after waking up. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna keep a notebook and a pen by me. Look it up and symbolize your nature of wanting to love people and treating them right. Okay, all right, but I know he had passed you the mic to sing, and I was singing. I forgot the song. Um, I forgot the name of the song. Well, I know it's a song on my mind that I definitely want to sing, but I'm not going to do it because we got a lot of topics to get into. You have the desire to express your true self to people and treat them with respect and love. This dream also indication of your efforts to try and have a solid connection with your spiritual being. Okay. All right. So I'm going to get back into my word. It's just something about that dream. Wow. I'm going to just definitely get back. I'm gonna just get back into my word and stuff like that. But I thank y'all so very much for being on this journey with me right now. We got 94 people watching. So I'm just talking to get the people in here. Make sure y'all click that like button. But it was something about that dream. I keep a notebook by my bed. I'm a dreamer, and I used to interpret at my church back in the day. Well, interpret my dream. All right. Do we got some dream interpreters? Okay. What does that dream mean? Why? Because I haven't been to church. It's been years since I've been to church. It's been years. It's been years since I've been to church. It's been years since I've sat in the church. It's been years. I think the last time I've been inside a church when it was a transgender woman murdered and it was her funeral. I think that was the last time I sat in a church. Okay. All right. So it was just something about it. Something about it. I haven't been to church. It's been years. I looked that up from the Dream Interpreter website. Okay. Yeah, I need to go back to church. The Dream Whisperer. The granny has a ton of dream books. She is into that stuff. Okay. Well, it was just something about that dream. So explain it to the people and ask and come back to me about what does that dream mean. I'm definitely going to pray on that. And I thank y'all so very much for the support for y'all coming through the channel. It's okay. The church doors is always open. Thank you. So my next prayer is let me find a church home. That is my prayer. Like my prayer and my request, a church home. And no, I don't watch Benny Hinn on Sundays. No, I don't watch Benny Hinn. I love black churches, no shade. It's a nod to your church background, but it means you're ready for your big chance. I receive it. This server person, I received that. It's a nod to your church background, but it means you're ready for your big chance. I receive it. I receive it. I receive it. I receive it. Ah. I had to stand up, and I rarely stand up. I receive it. Okay. But yeah, it was something about that dream that I had that dream, and I said, let me talk to my audience about that because I have an audience, and so I definitely want to talk to them about that. Okay. Also, too, and we gonna get into these topics, but I'm waiting till the people come on in because I know y'all get in here late because y'all be watching other channels. So I purchased Michelle Obama, the light we carry. I purchased the book. Let me take this 30% off sticker off here because it wasn't 30% off. Oh, it was what percentage did it? It was 10% off because I'm a member. So I went and I purchased Michelle Obama new book, The Light We Carry. All right, and I'm gonna tell y'all, I have Wiley notification and go off. I sent it. I said read the screen. I'm addicted to reading. Okay, I'm addicted to reading, and if I see a politician have a book out, and I know Mike Pence have a book out, I love reading. It's just something about reading that I'm addicted to. Like I have this other book here, White Fear, written by Roland Martin, and I'm almost finished with this book. I'm addicted to reading, and I'm currently reading White Fear. Thank God my mother died, and I'm definitely gonna start this book, Michelle Obama, The Light We Carry. It's just something about Michelle Obama. There's just something about that. I go listen. I go to the library every once in a while, but the library, unfortunately, because I'm a slow reader sometimes, when the library it's a matter of time you have to return the book. So I have to return some books to the library. My thing is this: I love to buy the book, so the book I own it, so I don't have to worry about a due date, return the book, and all of that. I love to just read the book, but that's something really really good. So for my backdrop, I want nothing but books on my backdrop. On my backdrop, nothing but books. That's what I want my backdrop to be, and I want somebody to build me. I'm gonna deal with a company that build me a bookshelf on either build me one or I buy a bookshelf and get it delivered on the behind and just nothing but books that I've read. So that's pretty much the goal that I want for my backdrop. Okay. Thank you so very much. So, and then people say, he don't go to a library because he destroyed one. I've been to plenty of libraries. Do I go back to the Timber Glen Library? No. I could because it's new workers, but I don't even go back there because I'm permanently banned from that library. I'm permanently banned from that library. But I go to the other library. But it's different employees there. But I'm not going to test it or try to go back. I don't even. I ride past that library every day. Don't think about going inside every day. I don't even go on the grounds. Okay, but I go to other libraries as well. I go to other libraries because there's plenty of them out here, and I go there and I support it. But I don't even do that hardly no more. I just go to the what do they call it, Barnes and Noble, and I buy books. I'm a member and everything like that. So that's what I am. And also I'm going to read this that Michelle Obama wrote, and I'm going to read it. And it said, each of us carry a bit of inner brightness, something entirely unique and individual, a flame that's worth protecting. I agree. Thank you, Michelle. Okay. All right. So let's get into these topics. All right. I'm sorry, that's funny. Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay. So we're definitely talking about it with that. We got people in the chat. Make sure y'all share this live. Let's get into the topics. We have some bad news. Let me take this text number down. Okay. Don't nobody should be talking about notifications because we got a text number. Anyway, bad news about Kandi. Kandi and the gang. We have some very sad news to report. Kandi and the gang canceled at Bravo. This is exclusively being reported on B. Scott, but I have heard this from the House of Aaron on his YouTube channel. I heard it from him first. But Kandi Burroughs has announced that Kandi and the gang has been canceled. Back in September, sources exclusively told Love B. Scott that the show wouldn't be moving forward due to low interest at Bravo and the subpar ratings. We reached out to Kandi for comment at this time. However, she said she wasn't ready to speak on it. Honestly, I'm not ready to give any statement. I really haven't put my thoughts into words, haven't written a statement, said Kandi. All I can say is that I really loved our show, Kandi and the Gang, and everyone in it. I feel like it deserved a second season. People ask about the show every day. There will be a lot of disappointed fans, and I'm disappointed. Well, that's a statement, Kandi. Wait a minute. You said you're not gonna release a statement, but you give them a statement. That's a statement. Anyway, despite the cancellations, things aren't slowing down anytime soon for Kandi or Todd. They're both producers of the Piano Lesson, which is currently on Bravo, and Kandi filming the new season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta while gearing up to premiere yet another show on Bravo with her escape group mates. The still untitled limited series is set for the winter and follow Escape and SWV on the heels of the epic Versus performance. Despite Kandi and Escape member Latasha or Tosh, whatever how you say her name, Scott, currently being at odds. Are you sad to see Kandi and the Gang go? Let me be my honest opinion. The show was a good show. The show was a good show, but the reason why it was canceled, can somebody tag Kandi in this? Can somebody tag Kandi? Renee, Parmi, Queen, anybody in here tag Kandi? Because I'm about to say something ain't nobody don't want to say. I'm about to say something. Y'all might be a little offended and y'all might be upset. Can y'all tag Tasha? Y'all need to tag Kandi. Share this on your story. Tag Kandi because I'm about to speak some truth right now. And I know a lot of people gonna be offended. So I'm ready. I have my publishers release a statement in the morning. But I'm about to say something, okay? The reason why this show was canceled because it did not have enough low-class blacks. In order for a reality show to really make it, we need to see some drama from low-class blacks. We need to see that low vibrational. We need to see people getting shot. We need to see people getting beat up. We need to see drama. With Kandi and the Gang, they tried to be classy, but not enough ghetto-ness. I'm going to be crystal clear. Should have been a little bit more ghetto. People with broken language, people with missing teeth, people that's ratchet, and people fighting and throwing plates and all of that. That's what should have happened, and they would have been guaranteed another season. I don't think it was enough low-class blacks. Now, if it was a season where the big fat guy, the overweight guy with no neck, the one he had got shot, I think that they would have gotten another shot at a season 2. It should have been a little bit more drama. Maybe her cousin, the chocolate one, that's back there, the chocolate one, he should have been caught with a transgender woman. I think it would have got a season 2. It wasn't enough drama and mess. It wasn't enough drama and mess. It just wasn't enough low-class blacks. They should have had that on there, and they would have been renewed for another season. The ratings would be high. We don't want to just see a show with y'all just cooking. We want to see y'all fighting. We want to see people flipping over table with plates. We want to see somebody smashing a transgender woman with the deep voice looking like a man, but you are in a woman's body. We want to see that type of drama. I'm saying something right now. We want to see that type of drama. That's the drama we want to see. And so if they were on Zeus, maybe they could be a little bit way more unfiltered. Maybe a waitress should have just slapped a customer, or a customer should have slapped a waitress or a server. It would have been a little bit more drama into it because it wasn't enough drama. It was good entertainment. I watched it and supported it, but I knew the show was going to get canceled because I told one of my good partners, I said, it's not enough drama. That's why it wasn't renewed for another season. Even Portia's show that she had out, it wasn't enough drama. You have to have drama for these reality shows. Why you think Zeus, I call it the Food Stamp Network and the Section 8 network, why do you think that network is so profitable? Because they have a lot of fights. Fights automatically brings drama. And they did not have enough drama over there with Kandi. Kandi should have got slapped, and we should have seen somebody snatch Kandi wig off. That would have been a ratings boost. She should have got into a fight with somebody, one of her employees, and one of her employees should have snatched off her wig. And I think that would have brought a lot of ratings. I'm just being real with you right now. Todd should have got caught sleeping with a transgender woman. It would have been a lot of ratings. But the show just did not have ratings. It's a Kandi in the Gang. We need to see some gang members. I'm saying something. I'm saying something right now. We need to see some gang members. We need to see some Bloods and some Crips. We need to see them gangbanging and shooting dice in the restaurant. We didn't see enough of that because if it say Kandi in the game, where the gays? Where the Bloods and the Crips? Okay? Where is, all the gangs? Where's the gang members? I didn't see the gang because it said Kandi in the gang. I want to see gang members. Okay? And I think that would have caused a lot of black people to come in droves. Okay? They should have had some of the old ladies. They should have had the auntie and the mama in a boxing ring. They should have been boxing. Okay? So one of the customers should have pushed her mama on the ground and let her be on crutches. It should have been a little bit more drama. It wasn't enough drama in Kandi in the game. And I'm just telling you what would make people watch. That would have had Blue Skies in the chair screaming like, oh my God, did you see? They pushed her mama. They should have had that. That's what we should have seen. And if we would have saw that drama, I guarantee you Kandi in the game would have got renewed for another season. But it did not have the drama. It did not have the drama happened after the show. When the big guy with the no neck, heavy breathing, one of the chef, her cousin, he got shot by the employee. That should have been taped for the show. See, they was putting on the show, but without the cameras. They tried to pretend like they was high-class blacks when the camera was on, but when the camera was off, they proceeded to be low-class blacks. See, don't be low-class when the camera is off. Be low-class when the camera is on. That's what I want to see. And see, they should have had all of that. They should have had the scene when a person came to the kitchen and the inspection, you got we should have seen a rat run across the table or something, or some roaches. That's what have made the show actually get renewed for another season. I'm telling you how to make the show get renewed to another season. I'm giving you reasons of how to make the show go from subpar ratings to high ratings. Okay? That would have made the show great. Make sure y'all send this to Kandi. See, Kandi didn't come on this show. They declined. I think I can share now. We reached out to Kandi. She declined to come on the Wiley Show. See, we would have asked her the tough questions. Storm didn't ask her the tough. He ain't gonna ask no tough questions. Come on now. He ain't gonna ask no tough questions. She went on the House of Aaron. I love the House of Aaron. He's attractive. He asked a couple of tough questions. I want to see him because he's very attractive. He's a very attractive guy. I do want to meet him in person, so I'm gonna just give him a pass. He asked him some good questions, but it would have been nothing like the Wiley Show interview because we would have got deeper into Kandi. We would have got deeper into the show. She wouldn't have allowed her team to tell me what questions not to ask. And I would have told her team, okay, threw that, ball that up, throw it in the trash. When she come on the show, we asked her the tough questions. See, I'm just that type of guy. I'm from the hood. I was born and raised in Chicago. I was raised on the south side of Chicago. Actually, I think I was pretty much, I spent a lot of my life in the Roseland area. So it was on the hood on top of the hood. I believe it was Roseland and then Inglewood, Chicago. Y'all know that's low budget. It's a lot of low class in the Inglewood. And that's a lot of high class people in Inglewood doing really, really good. And the gang makers, the thugs, the drug dealers and stuff like that. They're a little high class and financially, but they still low class because they sell drugs to their community. But I was in the hood. So I would have asked her some tough questions that the House of Aaron did not ask, that Storm Monroe did not ask. See, they just want to cater and tap dance. You come on this show, we're going to ask you the tough questions. And see, they should have took the cast, and I don't want to offend nobody in here because I know I'm going to offend some people, and I'm already offended you, so just sit down now and just get offended again. She should have took the cast from Kandi and the Gang to Baltimore, okay? And said, we're going to pick up the garbage and the trash from Baltimore, and we're going to feed the community, because you know it's trash and a lot of gangs in Baltimore, okay? She should have did that. That would have been a good ratings boost, seeing Kandi pick up garbage from Baltimore in the most nastiest, trashiest area. Now, I don't want to offend nobody from Baltimore, because I got a phone call from some high-profile people in Baltimore. They didn't like what I said, and I said, I'm sorry. But I knew in my mind I was going to still talk about Baltimore, because it's the Wiley Show. Don't try to call me talking about don't talk about my city. I talk about Chicago. Chicago got a lot of ratchet areas in Chicago. You get you a good 6-piece and a couple of bullets. That's just how Chicago is. You get you some good fried chicken with lemon pepper in the middle of the night, and you may catch a bullet, and you may get robbed. But you're going to be well fed. That's just how the city of Chicago is. But when I went to Baltimore, it was just something about that city with the garbage. It's a lot of garbage. And if I were to run for that city, my main campaign is I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to clean up this city. And I would do a commercial with garbage bags. And I would have 6 plus-size women give me 6 versions of Stacey Abrams, the size of the Stacey Abrams, and I would have them, they'll be twerking, and then they'll be cleaning up the city. And I'll be like, as your mayor, we're going to have this city clean. That's what I would have done if I was running for the mayor of Baltimore. That's what I would have done, and I would easily win votes, cleaning it up. Okay? Anyway, so I'm thinking I might visit Baltimore. Might visit Baltimore. Okay. Look at them. So that's why the season wasn't continued to a season 2. I told y'all to tag Kandi. I'm going to come back on screen. Did y'all tag Kandi? Y'all better tag me on my story right now. Tag me in that story right now. Y'all should be tagging me. Come on. See, this is how the show gonna grow. If you really thank you, Tosh. She the only person that did it. And she tagged Kandi. I love her so much. She's a future, she's gonna be a future. Yeah, she did that. She did that. She did that. Yes, she did, and she tagged her. Look, she tagged. I'm feeling all good. Who else gonna tag? Who else? You got to be strong to be over here. If you're a strong supporter, come on. Okay? Now, and see, Kandi, she should have had them to serve food with her sex party. She should have had the dungeon, the sex dungeon, and she should have had, had the people there serving and let a fight break out. That's what have made the show grow. I'm telling you about the ratings. Now, some of you people is upset because I said low-class blacks. I'm from special ed. It doesn't get any low than that. So my vocabulary is very limited. I have a very limited vocabulary. I was in the slow class, okay? I was with the people that drooled and eat their T-shirts and eat the chalk and eat the rulers. I was in that class. So my vocabulary is a little bit limited. So if I say low class, I may try to use a big word, but I don't know the big word. The only word that I know is low and class. And I put it together and I'm going to call it low class. So if you want me to expand my vocabulary, give to the Cash App and I can hire tutors and teachers to teach me how to expand my vocabulary so I won't use low class, okay? I'm being real with you right now. I'm being real. I was with the kids that eat the crayons. They do backflips off the desk. They make sounds and everything like that. Some I'm with students that think they're invisible and all of that. That's the class I'm from. So a lot of my vocabulary is a little bit limited. Okay, now I love books. I do. So I'm gonna expand my vocabulary. It's gonna get there. It's a little limited. So don't get offended when I say low class. Okay? Anyway. Whew. Wow. How many likes? I know this is a good show. This is a good show tonight. This is a good show tonight. All right, all right, all right. You know what? I did not have a helmet in class. No, I was quite normal. I was quite normal. I didn't really talk a lot. You know, when I was in elementary school, I didn't really start getting into myself and joking and talking until I got in high school. Okay. And then I met Mr. John D. Evans, which he just recently passed away. He came in and he sparked something on the inside of him. He was a tall chocolate man with big shoes. And he got me into the debate team. I got into the debate team, won some speaker awards. And also, he used to help me in math and reading and a whole lot of things. And then he got me on a show, Know Your Inheritance show. It was a show that we had to answer questions about Black history. And we would compete with other high schools in the city. And it was really, really great. So I had great moments. And then it was some moments in high school where I would talk back to the teacher. I would make fun of this one teacher. She was from Germany. She talked weird. She had an accent and she talked really weird. I used to make fun of how she talked. I think her name was Mrs. Akovich. I forgot how to say her name, but I used to make fun of her. I used to get in trouble. I was the class clown. I really was. I used to make fun of big kids and with no necks, heavy breathing. Once I knew that I was funny, I continued to do that through high school. Yes. Make fun of the females. There was one female I used to trash all the time because she was real dark skinned. And I used to come at her hard. I'm like, I can't, oh my gosh, you so black, because she was real black. And so that lady, she stood up, came to my seat where I was eating the lunch, and she slapped me. Pow! Her name was Alicia Pack. I think her name was Alicia. Her name was Alicia Pack. She was real dark skinned. I used to make fun of her. I'm not proud of what I used to say, but she got up from her chair and she pow right in the lunchroom. So I have some moments. I was getting it in from there. Oh, wait a minute. We got somebody from Chicago. See, I'm not lying. I'm from Chicago. I remember that show. Okay? You remember that show? Okay. So that's the show I was on. I wish they would bring it back and give me that old footage. And so that's what happened. So, when you're in special ed, you do a lot of crazy. I was in speech. I had speech problems. My mama had me in speech therapy. I got out of that. They didn't give it to me in high school, but in elementary school, I was in speech therapy. I had to get speech to learn how to talk and all type of stuff. And I'm going to bring my mom on the show to talk about that when I get to Chicago. I was in speech therapy. Yes. And I was in speech therapy. Anyway, that's pretty, and I dive into more of that when I write my book, my experience. But back to Kandi and the Gang. Don't get me wrong, her cousin is sexy. He's chocolate. He's delicious. I follow him on Instagram. That's a good looking guy, and he's so intelligent. And I hope that his career just go on further. It was another guy on this show. The one with the blonde hair, if you can see, is right behind that guy right here in the back, all the way in the back with the blonde hair. He was funny. Okay. Somebody said from speech therapy to thousands of subscribers. You better say it. So it was a good show. It just needed some more drama because unfortunately, we as African Americans, we are indoctrinated with drama and mess. Did I lie? We don't like stuff positive shows. We don't. We want to see the drama. Some of us like, Brian. He's good. Yeah, he's funny. He need his own spinoff show. Brian is something special. Brian, he got it. He got something special. And I want to talk to Brian. So if y'all got Brian Instagram, because I can't find it, send me Brian's Instagram. Okay? It's just something about it. Yes, I had an IEP. Absolutely. I had an IEP. Yes, I did. I had an IEP. Absolutely. It was every quarterly. I forgot when, but we did have IEP. Yes. And I'm trying to track down all them documents so I can put it in my book. White teachers do not know how to handle black boys, so they play some special. Yeah, I had a black teacher. They weren't white. They were black. Most of my teachers in elementary school were black. They were black. Did I ever have a white teacher? I did not get into having a white teacher until I got in high school, but all of my teachers was pretty much black. They didn't start to get white into high school until I got into the Chicago Military Academy. Yeah. No, I did not wear diapers. Somebody said, did I wear diapers in class? No, I did not wear diapers. Brian Instagram is in Baltimore. How about that? Really? He's in Baltimore now? Oh my God. So you know, is Brian the one that make? Yes, he make that special egg roll. So send it to us so we can try to talk to him. All right. Good guy. But anyway, the show was good. I actually, and see, when people talk about, I talk a lot of shit. Hold on one sec. I got another phone call. Hold on. Actually, I ain't have no phone call. I have to blow my nose. But saying a phone call sound better than say you have to blow your nose. Anyway, I talk a lot of shit, but I support. I'm a shit talker, but baby, my support system is on point. I purchased all the episodes of Kandi in the Game. I purchased all the episodes. So it's on my YouTube. So if I want to go back and watch it, I can go back and watch it. I didn't watch it on cable because I don't have cable. So I purchased all that. But I talk a lot of shit, but I'm supportive. Okay? I support T.S. Madison. I support Armand Wiggins. I support these people, but I will talk shit about them. That's just me. And I don't mean no harm. I'm a nice guy. I'm a really, really nice guy. I'm the nicest guy you ever meet. But I'm going to talk my shit. That's just how I am. I'm a shit talker. If people talk shit about me, my mom is a shit talker. I've learned that from her. So maybe I need to get delivered from shit talking. Do I need to go to Shit Talking Anonymous 101? But I've always been a shit talker. For all my life, I've been a shit talker. Okay? So somebody said you waste a lot of money. Okay. I talk it. That's what I know. I'm a good guy, but when I do the show, this is entertainment. I gotta entertain y'all. Okay? And y'all like it. No, the producers like this shit talk. Okay, y'all like it. All right, thank you. Ooh, Carmela. Caramel Cutie sent a super sticker. Thank you, Caramel Cutie. And you are. Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you. All right. So that's why the show got canceled. And see, Kandi should have had Nene on the show. I know Nene got some problems with with Bravo Network. But they should have had a Nene impersonator or somebody with that Nene spirit, essence on that show. And see, that would have made the show go neat. Kandi, you've been in television for years. You know that show wasn't going to make it to a season 2. It wasn't enough drama. And so hopefully you get to come on the show and we can have a conversation. But best believe that show with Escape and all that, it's going to have some drama. If it don't have no drama, that show won't be renewed for the next show. It won't be renewed for the next season. It just won't. It got to have drama. The reason why the Real Housewives of Atlanta is still surviving because they have drama, and they have been declining in ratings because they're trying to get all bougie. They don't want to have enough drama. Zeus is actually killing it with the ratings, killing Bravo in ratings because they unfiltered. They got the drama. They understand the formula because they know it is a sector of black folks that love drama, whether you believe it or not. I don't care what y'all say. Don't get on here talking about you don't like drama and you watch the Wiley Show because we ain't nothing but drama, nothing but mess over here. So y'all like drama. Don't get up on here. I don't like drama. All black people ain't like that, Wiley, because I don't too much like drama. I'm retired, and I don't like. And you watch the Wiley Show, and you watch Tasha, and then I said give you a list of shows you watch. That means you like drama, because none of the folks you watching is Bishop T.D. Jakes. Okay, so. Let's get. Don't even try to come up on here and say I don't like drama. All black people ain't the same. But you watch Armand, Tasha, Storm, Funky Dineva when he was on crack, wearing wigs. None of the people that you watching, but you don't like drama. Make that make sense, ma'am, sir. You here for the mess and the drama. And try to get on here holy. I don't too much like the drama. Now, y'all see, let me tell y'all something. We're gonna move on to the other topics, but I want to say this. Y'all see Uncle Freddie that will call in and criticize? He ain't called in yet. Y'all see Uncle Freddie? The one that will call in and criticize about the Wiley Show. Our views been good. We've been doing good. He ain't calling in. He used to call in and stuff like that. And then he called me an F word. He had called me F word. I said, and he ain't called in since. Did all that talking. Did all that talking. Ain't called in since. I just don't understand that. He would just, every time he would call in and criticize. Ain't called in since. See that? And I spoke him up, so maybe he'll call in. Like the Wendy Williams caller. She got mad. Let me just tell y'all something. Hold on, we talking. Okay? The Wendy Williams caller, she said, I love the Wiley Show. But she was mad because Armand, she was cussing Armand out, and Armand cussed her out, and she got mad because she thought I should defend her. No. You was talking mess about him, and he clapped back. So I have my hands is clean. And she never called back again. She sent me pictures of herself, never like called back again. Now, she still watched the show because we ain't changed, baby. Okay? Now, she gonna call in again. Hi, Wiley. How you doing? She gonna call in again, but she got upset because Armand dragged her, and she was dragging Armand. See, people just come at Armand what he said, but she was dragging him too. And she got mad and upset because she inserted herself into a beef. And then she got mad when I made up with Armand, and people got mad about that. And my thing is this, and I told Armand, we talked privately about this about 3 days ago, and we talked because he finally picked up the phone. I said, sir, we may never be friends because your idea of a friendship is different than my idea. I feel like if I'm entertaining. It's no whole bars. You know, that's just how I entertain. Your idea is you want loyalty, you want people to kiss your butts. That's what you want. You may not agree, but that's what you want. But my thing is this: I'm gonna be able to talk my mess on the Wiley Show, and that's what I want to do on the Wiley Show. That's what it is. And I said we may not never be friends, but I'm gonna tell you one thing, brother. And I told him on the phone. I said, listen, if I feel like somebody is coming at you and it's coming in a malicious intent, and they're trying to stop your bags, I'm going to speak up for you because that's what I do. The thing that happened with Jason Lee, I knew that I was going to have to speak up because he was wrong for how he treated you. And look at the bless. You got the Fashion Over deal. You're going to get more deals. You're going to be on television. You're going to be on radio. You're going to be on all those deals. And I said, it's going to happen for you. And you're going to have the success story. And it's going to make Jason Lee sick because he have proven his jealousy. And once you see your come up, he's going to be sick to see your come up. But it's going to happen to you, brother, because I said it before the subscribers came. See, and I'm a good person, but you disagree of how I do stuff on my show. And that's fine because I can't tell you how to run your show and you can't tell me how to run mine. It is just that simple. Just that simple. Now, we were talking about the lighting system because I was asking about the lighting system. Shout out to a person. They told me some other lights because it's still kind of dark. It's not as light because the lights that I bought these lights, and these lights are not really good. Okay, they're bullshit lights. So I'm gonna get some other type lights, some more brighter. Anyway, so we was talking about that because he was talking about the lights. But it is what it is. And so I run my show one way, he run his show another way. But I can tell you that I remember telling him, I said, you're gonna be successful on YouTube. And it happened. I prophesied that for him, and everything I said was going to happen. Okay? Now it's my time. Oh, it's Wiley Show time. Wiley, we have curved out a lane on the Wiley Show. Oh, anytime people talk about Wiley, and this is the thing, little stuff happened for the Wiley Show to be big. Sherelle World. She said what she said. People made videos about it. I didn't even know these people watch the show. It's going to happen. Our moment is going to happen. It's going to shock ways. Like when Sherelle World came, woo, they talked about it. The whole Stormer World thing, people talking about. We had one person that was extremely so obsessed, and we're going to get to the last topic when I'm talking because y'all don't call in. So I'm just talking to keep the show prolonged, okay, so we can get the views because y'all don't call in like y'all used to, okay? Anyway, a person that did a whole documentary about Wiley. Now I disagree with Storm in the Dr. Umar interview. He went live. I want to say, Wiley, he did good. He talked about Storm, and I agree with what Wiley said. But wait a minute, I thought I was a rapist. I thought I should be on the sex offender list. I thought I need to be arrested. All that stuff that person said, and now this person, I believe what Wiley's saying. Yeah, Wiley. But wait a minute, you said all that stuff about Wiley, and you dragged my name in the streets. You said all that stuff about Wiley, and then you had Wiley's side. Laughable. But that's just how it's going to be. People they're going to pretend like they like Wiley, but we know when they were dragging us. We do know that. Okay. All right, we're gonna go to other subjects. Somebody said O Block. No, I'm not from that 60. Not from that 63rd. Like we live by 63rd and Ashland, but I'm not from O Block. I'm not from O Block. No. I think I would have been great in O Block because there's some nice people at O Block, but I'm not from O Block. I'm like 65th and Justine, Justine, 103rd place. Like I'm from those areas. I'm not from O Block. I don't know any other people from O Block. Have nothing against. I don't remember even calling it. I don't even remember anybody ever saying O Block. I think that's a more recent. I never heard of that term. I just heard 63rd. We call the area. Oh, you over there on 63rd, Cottage Grove, 63rd, and all that. We call it 63rd. I never heard nobody say O Block. That was like something O Block. We just say over there on 60. People that I know, we just say, oh, the people over there on 63rd and Argyle Gardens. That's pretty much what we say. We say that we don't be saying O Block and all that. I think that was kind of new what the rappers were saying. But no, I'm not from O Block. I'm not from O Block, but I've been around over 63rd. I've been around in the area to visit, people. Okay, but I'm not from O Block. Okay. I'm not. But we call it 63rd. Oh no, 63rd. Okay. We don't be saying, oh, you go to O Block? O Block? What the world are you talking about? We say 63rd. That's like a new term. Because I'm from Chicago. We never said O Block. I never heard nobody say O Block. Never heard nobody say O Block. But I'm not from the area. But I do shout out to people over there. And I'm not from O Block. I'm not. I like the area, but that ain't gonna be O Block, baby. The white folks about to take over O Block and the Latinos. Excuse me. Eventually, the developers, y'all haven't heard this, but y'all gonna hear now. They're in conversation of taking all that area. So that ain't gonna be black soon. So all that, oh, this is O Block, baby. There's gonna be some Karen, Bernice, and Roberts, Mr. Goldstein. They're gonna be over there riding their bikes and jogging. That whole area gonna be something totally new. So go ahead on, keep on saying O Block, and it ain't gonna be that no more, baby. It's gonna be something totally different. They're gonna take over all. Them park. They go all that stuff. They're gonna take all that park rail guard. They're gonna bow all that up, and then they're gonna be nobody looking like us unless you got money. Okay, I would be there because I'm gonna have money. I'm gonna be over there because I'm gonna have money. I'm gonna have money. Around that time, I'm gonna be a multimillionaire, and so I will be over there. Of course, I'll be over there, and I'll be able to tell my children. I remember when this was run by a bunch of low-class blacks, and they call it O Block. So I'll be able to tell my kids, about that area. But I'll be back over there. I'll be wealthy and everything over there with my beautiful chocolate wife. So I'll be back over there. with my chihuahua. So I'm gonna be back over there. All right, with my millions, with my servants. Okay, they're gonna have a coffee shop, dog bar, and juice bar. Yes, it's gonna be definitely great. And then I can it's gonna happen for me because I know it is. Y'all mad because y'all. Wiley, I always talk about he gonna get some money. I ain't donating $1. See that attitude? That's why you broke. Somebody else gonna donate and give. Oh wow. All right. Anyway, that's why the show was canceled. And don't get me wrong, Kandi is beautiful. Kandi is beautiful, but I want to know how she looked without makeup. Because this is the look with her makeup face. How does she look without makeup? Because I've seen some people without makeup. I'm like, oh my God. Some people still look good without makeup. Megan, she's one girl that look good without makeup. But I want to definitely see about that. All right, let's go. We're going to go to our last topic. Wow, we've been on for 50 minutes. But I just had to talk to you. And I drank a Red Bull. And so, I got that Red Bull energy. So I got to burn that out of my system. Okay. And you got to be careful. You got to be careful. Got to be careful. Kandi looks the same without make. Oh, she do. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. We got some Chicago people in here. Shout out to my Chicago people. But I remember that show and the people. And see, the thing about the city that I miss about Chicago, I'm gonna tell y'all. Back in the day, back in August, they have the Bud Billiken Parade. But back in the day in Chicago, they used to have a free concert after the parade. After the Bud Billiken Parade, you can go to Washington Park and they used to have a free concert. And I remember this is back when B2K was popping. They performed, and them women was leaving their kids to get close to that stage by B2K. But it's been a lot of problems at them, and they stopped doing it. It used to be a free concert. I don't know why they stopped, probably the violence. But after the parade, they used to put on a free concert, and top artists used to perform at Washington Park. I was a kid coming up. You remember that? Okay, we got a Chicago. You remember that? Yeah. So I remember that. So it was some good moments, in Chicago. It was some good moments that I do miss in Chicago. And let me tell y'all something about Chicago. I miss that city so much. I think I'm gonna move back. Because number one, my girl, she pretty much there. And I think once I smash that and if she get pregnant, okay, I'm gonna tell you if it's gonna be meant for me to be in Chicago. If she get pregnant and I'm a father, if she get pregnant and I become a father, I'm gonna move back. That's a sign for me to move back. That's a sign. That's a sign. Or I may move them to Texas. That's a sign. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I do miss my city. I miss my city. I miss that city. Oh, anyway. I feel like anyway, let me say something. I like Texas. I haven't experienced this city. I haven't been to y'all. What do they call that? The state fair. Haven't been to any club. I went to a bar, JR Bar and Grill, which was fun. So I need some people to get me out in Texas to experience Texas because I haven't experienced this place yet. So, and it is too slow. It's a little backwards here in Texas. No offense, but it's a little backwards because the way how they do their voting system is backwards. It's a little bit backwards. They need to have same day voting. That's voter suppression. Chicago, I didn't know how spoiled I was until I moved from Chicago to Texas. Chicago was easy for me to get on Medicaid. I got cut off when I moved to Texas. It was easy. Now, one thing that Texas have, and I'm in a good area in Texas, when I had to get on food stamps, we could take Kandi off the screen. We done with Kandi. I'll keep on the screen because I might say something else about it. I wanted to get on. I was broke, so I need to get on food stamps. So in my mind, I was like, man, I don't want to stand in no long line because I tried to get on food stamps in Chicago. I was broke, and it was a long line. I stood in that line for 3 days and didn't get no food stamps. They didn't give it to me. But when I moved, when I moved to Dallas, Texas, I fill out the application for emergency food stamps. I filled out the application. That next day, I had a phone interview about the food stamp. Got approved. Went to the food stamp office, and I thought I was in the wrong office because it was no line. It was only a couple of people there. I thought I was in the wrong office. It was a nice place. I thought it was in the wrong office. Small. I said, where the line at? They called me up. My card was there. That the card, my food stamp card was there. Picked it up. I think I had about $500 of food stamps. Went to Kroger's. I thought I was rich. I thought I was rich. I was in that bad steaks, hamburgers, chicken wings, chicken thighs, crab legs. I was this bad stuff. I spent up all them steps within 2 days, and I was eating up a storm. And I went back to the store. I was confused because I'm like, what happened to my food stamps? I spent all the food stamps, but I love it. So yeah, I will give Texas that it was so easy for me to get on food stamps. Okay, it was so easy, and I'll give them credit. And I didn't feel bad because I was a taxpayer. I just so happened to be out of work for the first time ever in my career. As an adult, I was out of work. I was broke, so I need food. And I didn't feel guilty. I was happy. I got my food stuff. They said, "What you paying with?" On my card, my food stamp card. Y'all take EBT, slice, and I was like, "Woo!" I was paying with my EBT. I was slicing that card in there. I felt proud. I know people look at me, how you get food stamp? I was happy, and I would walk because I didn't have a card in. Hey, by my shot, no. So I would walk with my groceries. Yeah, I will walk down from my house with my groceries in hand, happy. I'm on food stuff. I'm on my own. I was sleeping in the living room. Listen to my testimony because we're gonna get to our last topic, but I'm gonna tell my testimony really quickly. I didn't have like my own room, so I had to sleep in the living room, but it was a kitchen, a stove. When I put my groceries in there, cooked. I didn't have a car, and eventually God started God started blessed. I had a car. I got blessed with a car, paid the car off, and got my own apartment. Had apartments with an S, some good apartments. Left one apartment, had a balance, paid that balance off. Got another apartment. Everything just been blessings on top of blessings. And I thank God for it. The reason why I thank God, because he instilled in me to become a man. Because what I look for characteristics of a man is providing for himself, being a good person in their community. I've learned some good lessons. So in my 32 years, I'm 32 years old. I know how to pay bills. I know how to manage money. I know how not to spend all of my money. I know how to do that. And I know not to be out here having all these kids with all these different baby mamas. There's a lot of things I thank God for. And I thank God that he taught me here in Texas how to be a man, because it was a point where I couldn't call back home to family. They were done with me. So I had to learn how to do a lot of stuff on my own. And I thank God he did that for me. And now I went on and applied to get another car, and I got approved. I remember a time when I applied for a car, get denied. So I'm going to go see what cars I'm going to get. I'm just going to go shopping. I may not get a car, but I'm going to see what I get approved for. If it's something real nice, you're going to see me in something real nice. Okay? Because I want me another car. Okay? I have the same car. I want me a 4-door. I have a 2-door. I want a 4-door. Okay? So I want me a nice truck. You know, I'm single. I don't have no kids. So I'm thinking about it. I got to prove I'm thinking about it. Okay? But I just thank y'all. And I have a show with 28,000 subscribers. And let me tell you how I do. They said, "What do you do?" I have a show. You have a show? I said, yes. What do you talk about? I talk about celebrity guys. I'll talk about President Donald Trump. I'll talk about the good. I'll talk about the bad. I'll talk about everything. I'll talk about Democrats. I'll talk about Nancy Pelosi. I'll talk about everything. And they said, how many subscribers? And they give me the phone and say, give me YouTube so I can subscribe, and I promote that way. I just think everything, like I couldn't imagine that I would have a show with an audience. That to me, every day I wake up, and I'm so gracious that every day I wake up, I'm like, wow, every day I wake up, it's going to be great. Okay? And I know y'all saying cars are expensive, cars are high today. Y'all say that. But when I come in there, I ain't going to pay that price. I'm going to pray, and I'm going to go up in there. I'm going to negotiate. All right. You want to make that sale? We going to negotiate. Okay. I'm going to leave a blessing. I know a lot of black folks I talk to, they be saying, oh, don't get a car, it's too high. Inflation. You say that. But when I go up in there, I'm going to go up in there to negotiate, give me a good deal. Like I negotiated and got a good car note on this car that I had. The car note, it was under $300 a month. It was under $300. Because I negotiated that. He said, what can you? I said, this is the price. I paid $2 something a month. That's what I can afford. And I had some friends that was paying $400, $500. I said, not me. Because if you want to make that sale, this is what I can afford. You can take it or leave it. So I ain't gonna let y'all talk. Oh, it's too high. It's too high. It's too high. Not me. It may be high for you because the God you serve may be high. But the God I serve sit high and looks low and blesses people. You better come on somebody. That's the God that I serve. So your God must be high or whatever, but my God is sitting high looking low and blessing me. So when I put it up there and put a good prayer, it's going to work for me. Okay? So you go ahead and you keep on saying inflation is too high and you screaming all that. You go right here, but you ain't going to discourage me. Okay? Ain't no difference. I had to make a clip of that, Wiley. It's on my community. Okay, thank you, Noah. Thank you. The wholesale price of cars are going down. The demand is dying down as well. Yeah, it's gonna go down like the gas is down. Anyway, I appreciate it. Okay, let's get to our last topic. I just had to talk about that because y'all don't call in no more. Let me say this about the people in the show. Let me take Kandi down. Bye, Kandi. I love you. But y'all Wiley Show people, y'all get caught in y'all ways. I don't know what happened. Y'all will be calling in, then y'all stop calling in. I don't know what happened. Maybe y'all need to tell me what happened. But I don't worry about it because I'm going to pray that God send me people that's going to call in, that put y'all to shame, that's going to be entertaining because y'all done got lazy. Man, y'all done got real lazy. No, don't try to call in. Y'all got so lazy. Y'all want me to do all the entertainment and stuff like that. Y'all gave for my birthday. I appreciate that. But calling in, maybe them calls have dropped. And it's okay. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was I don't know. So we don't know what happened, but we need a new group of callers. we need a group. I don't know what happened to y'all. Y'all might be calling on the show. Maybe y'all scared. But I'm hearing the complaints. I know my shows are too late. But don't worry. Wake up in the middle of the night. I don't care if I go live at 2 a.m. You should be up if you really love me. You should hit that stream, y'all. Now, one person hit the stream, y'all looking beautiful and come on camera. What's the problem? Y'all don't even want to put on y'all wig. Like, if I was y'all and I have a show, somebody have a show, I would put on my best and hit that link and talk. Start looking your best. Okay, if you don't put on your best wig, and if you don't want to wear a wig, you show your bald head. We ain't gonna talk about you. If you bald headed, ain't got no eyebrows, and you want to come on the Wiley Show, I ain't gonna laugh at you. No, I ain't gonna laugh or chuckle if you show up and you ain't got no hair and you ain't got no eyebrows. I ain't gonna laugh. Well, I don't do nothing like that. I'm gonna respect you. And if you show up and you got your bonnet, I ain't gonna laugh if you got your pajamas and you got your bonnet on. I ain't gonna laugh at nothing like that. No, why would I ain't gonna do nothing like I wouldn't even do something like that if you have on your bonnet and you come live and something. No, I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna respect you. All right. We've been on here for an hour. Let's go to the next topic. Okay. This is so sad. So, serious topic. Shanquilla Robinson, say her name, justice for Shanquilla Robinson. Her father did an interview with the ncbeat.com. I saw it on Armand Wiggins' show, and I said, what's going on? So somebody told me he was doing an interview on the NCB. So I went over there. They had about 15,000 people live watching. Those are good numbers. And so he was interviewing the father. And the father said a couple of things that disturbed me about this case. Number one, they said alcohol poisoning. Then Nazir Wiggins said that he saw her and he rubbed her head and put on soft music. Then they said that the maid, or they said that happened. And the father was talking about, the spinal injury and all of the injuries that she had. And this is the part that really got me. He said when he went to the funeral home, first of all, he had to wire about $5,000 to $6,000 to $7,000 to get her body from Mexico to the United States. And when he saw the body and they opened up the lid, he said she had a busted lip, a swollen eye, He said, you won't get that from alcohol poisoning. This case is really, really weird. And we were planning the interview on Station Head so my audience could be notified what is really going on. So the NCB, he did an interview and he was saying they all guilty. They did it, they're guilty. So I had someone sent me from the Ricky Smiley show, send me an article, send me the recording of the Ricky Smiley show of a lawyer saying that it is possible for them to be charged because it's a statute 1119 B or something like that, 18 USC 11.19 or something like that, where if a crime happened overseas, that the federal government can press charges or come after you criminally if the crime happened overseas. And so that's what a lawyer said. And I don't know how true that is. That's what a lawyer said on Ricky Smiley. So don't come at me if that's not true. That's what I heard over there. And the FBI is investigating. The NC Beats have definitely came out today and they released something. I think they released this today. Give me a second, you guys. They released this today. It's today 17th. And I want to screen share. We're going to see this together. And I didn't read the article. I said I want to read it when the people come on and see it. But this is on the ncb.com. And they have been covering this case all through the town. And it says Charlotte woman Shanquila Robinson was reportedly grabbed by the neck and slimed by another girl on the Mexico trip. And that's what they're saying. That was the headline. So when we scroll down, I guess this is the girl right there that did the damage. It says sources close to one girl of the trip in Mexico with the 25-year-old Shanquila Robinson, who is now deceased, told the North Carolina Beat that Shanquilla was also allegedly grabbed by the neck and slammed to the ground by Winter Dovavan. The girl is now viral video on the right, recording with her phone. Okay, there you go. That's her right there. They said we all wanted to know if there was a second part of the second part to the now viral video, because at the end of this 18-second clip, who obtained by the North Carolina Beat, from the looks of it, Shanquilla is still alive. The source said a second video that has not been released allegedly shows Winter Dovavan with her arms around Shanquilla's neck and then slamming her on the ground. This is a quote. From what I've heard, there's another video, and it shows a light-skinned girl, I'm presuming is Winter, with her hands around Shanquilla's neck, slamming her to the ground, the source said. After Winter slammed her on the ground, Shanquilla does not move anymore. The beautiful 25-year-old was invited to Mexico by her friend at the time best friend Kylie and Shanquilla and others arrived in Mexico on Friday, October 28th, while another named Nazir Wiggins arrived on October 29th, the day Shanquilla was murdered. So y'all see that part? Do y'all see that part? Okay. So this is another part of this article. Let me bring that up so y'all can see it. Want to make sure if y'all can read it along, because y'all know my reading reading articles. Something else. Let me see if I can zoom in so y'all can see a little bit more. Let me zoom in a little bit more so y'all can read it on your screen. Okay. When he enters, hold on. Okay. Khalil told Shanquilla family that Saturday that she had puked and was laying down because she was not feeling good. Shamandra told the North Carolina Beat that they thought Shanquilla was having a hangover and told Clear to check in from time to time to let them know how she was feeling. Time passed and Clear called Shanquilla's mom back and said that the medics were at the villa trying to resuscitate Shanquilla. Khalil put them on hold, returned to the phone, and told them that it was alcohol poison. Shanquilla was pronounced dead on Saturday, October 29th, 2022 at 3 p.m. MDT time. When he returned to Charlotte, Khalil brought Shanquilla luggage to Samandra's house and continued with the lie that his best friend had died from alcohol poison. What is even more disgusting and disturbing is that a later date, Khalil brought two of the women who were on the trip with them, Dejanay Jackson, who was seen in a now video brutally assaulting Shanquilla and Winter Donovan. The women, a source told us, grabbed Shanquilla around the neck and body slammed her. All three stood in Shamandra's and her family faces and told them that Shanquilla had died from alcohol poisoning. They denied it when they asked if there was a fight, if they jumped Shanquilla. A death certificate obtained by the North Carolina beat revealed that Shanquilla died from severe spinal cord injury and ATLAS location. I hope I said it right. So this is the death certificate right there. They blotted out the address. They see it right there, the spinal cord injury, and they see it right there. Person's found unconscious on her living room. They got the information Mexico, and they got all the information there. And this is definitely the death certificate, and this is the translation of that way. According to the VMA Animal Hospital, is a condition where unstable or excessive movement in the presence of first two vertebrae of the neck. The first two bones in the neck are called atlas and axis. I hope I'm saying it right. The atlas is the first bone present in the neck and is located closest to the skull. So this is really, really, really sad, man. It's very dangerous that now the family have to bury their daughter and they still don't know all the answers of what really happened to their daughter. It's really, really sad. So they have a GoFundMe page up, and people were saying that why would they have a GoFundMe page? The father got money, but it's definitely a GoFundMe page up, and they're asking for $100,000. That is what the family is asking for. And the person got mad at me, and I said, I'm going to donate to GoFundMe because it's other bills that come with it. They probably want to get a private investigator. It's other things that they probably want to do to get paid back from getting the body transferred. They probably want to take bereavement time off. And so a lot of jobs I know my job only give you like 3 days paid time off when somebody passed away from your close family member. And then some people really have that. So, and they definitely have a lot of things to cover, like attorneys, all type of stuff. And so they have raised $8,000 so far. So make sure you all, if you can, to give 5, 10, 15, whatever your heart desire to that GoFundMe, because we definitely need justice. And I want to give a special shout out to the owner, the founder of the North Carolina Beat. He had been doing an awesome job, and we had a little criticism with it, but overall he did great. And my only criticism was you have to be careful calling and saying these people are guilty because you was not there. Unless you have tangible evidence that they're in it, they're guilty, then say it. But you're representing a brand that's getting a lot of attention. They might get a lawyer and say we should sue the North Carolina Beat because I'm sorry, Charlotte. Let me make sure I get the right thing. The NCB. We should sue them for defamation of character. So you want to be very careful saying that people are guilty when you represent a brand that is growing in viewership, because they might get a lawyer in their ear and say, let's sue this website for defamation of character, and everything you work hard for, you can lose in litigation. So you got to be very, very careful saying that all the friends they're guilty. And I have to be careful with that too, because they can sue me. Because I really wasn't there. What I do hope is the FBI gets some answers and we find a suspect and people turn against each other and they can look into the text message and see what really happened if they was communicating. Because one thing about phone records is some phone records out there somewhere. So you got to be really, really, really careful with that. Other than that, he did a good job breaking the story and actually interviewing and doing great. And I'm glad that Black-owned media is really pushing this case to the forefront. It's because of Black-owned media taking this case and really driving it. Black-owned media like The Wiley Show, Black-owned media like Storm Monroe, Black-owned media like Armand, Black-owned media like Jovi Beauty, Black-owned media like Sean David Wade, Black-owned media like all these other people that I can't name that have been covering this, like Sherelle's World. Black-owned media that really keeping her name ringing and really, really showing this over and over and over and over and over. So Thank y'all so very much for checking out this video. I'm gonna open up the phone lines. We dropped the link. And then I'm gonna try the phone lines. If it work, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure because sometimes it works and sometimes it don't work. But we're gonna go bring people on. Hello, you're live on the Wiley Show.
Hi, Wiley.
Hi.
So who don't call? Who
No,
don't call into the Wiley Show?
I said I know you call in, but I was talking about more callers. What I'm trying to say, I know you call in.
Me and Tommy got it on lock. Okay.
Yeah, you and Tommy on lock. Oh, absolutely. Yes.
So,
absolutely.
yes, I love the show. So Shanquilla, allegedly they didn't find any alcohol in her system. Now, I watched that video of her being abused, and she was clearly disoriented, clearly not in her right mind. I just, Wiley, like, I want to get your opinion on something because, okay, you're jealous of her. That's been established. What made it escalate to taking her away from her parents?
I think there was I'm just giving I think it was an accident. I don't think they meant to kill her. I think a fight, and I think she died from the fight. And I think the friends, they probably had a conversation. Oh my gosh, what did you do? If we all gonna go down, this happened in Mexico. And I think they came up with a story, let's just say alcohol poisoning, because they left so quick from Mexico. Once she died, they left that day and came back a day earlier. So I believe it was an accident, and I believe now they covering it up. And so that's what my hunch is, that it was an accident death, even though it happened because they were fighting and she just died because if you fight somebody, you hit them the wrong way or slap them the wrong way, you can kill them. You can kill a person. So I believe it happened by an accident, and the friends, they conjured up a story, and they brought back that light to the United States. So we're gonna hear more about this with the FBI, because the FBI is gonna get them phone records and get in all that. You can get an understand, because one thing about it, people do communicate by text, and somebody gonna spill. Somebody, because it's gonna weigh on one of their conscience. Somebody gonna spill. And
Conjured is the perfect word, because these are demons we're dealing with.
Oh yeah, there definitely is. I it's really, really sad, and it's. I hope her family get to know who did it, even if they don't get justice. They know what exactly happened and who did it, because that's like a whole nother legal step that's going. And hope, and this case will be a first in years. I'm hearing that the United States is going to charge somebody from something happening in a foreign country. This rarely happened, but it have happened in our history, according to a lawyer that called Ricky Smiley Show. He said it have happened, so I want to make sure I make that point. Well, Wiley said, it was a lawyer on Ricky Smiley Show that said that the federal government, the government could get involved in this if it happened in a foreign country, because it's a statute on our books that allow them to do so. So let's just see how this is going to play out. But I do believe, like, the father shouldn't do no more interviews, because this is an open case.
I know her parents just want justice, and
Absolutely.
they're elderly, Wiley. Like, they're old. They shouldn't have to deal with, like, I don't want to get emotional, because I want to use your platform just to say, like, this could have been anybody. Like,
that could have been me. That could have been you. It could have been anybody. Yes. And her family are God-fearing parents. And like the father said in the interview, I don't do social media. I don't know social media. I'm from the old school. Like my mom, she got a Facebook page, but she's not active on Twitter. She don't have an Instagram. And so just to hear what happened to your child from social media, they have to drive up a lot of anxiety. And this other sad part is when the friends shut down their social media. And they just went ghost. That to me sounds really guilty, because if one person went ghost, I understand. But when everybody went ghost, it was an accident, and they all conjured up a story, what I think allegedly, and conjured up and said, let's just say alcohol poison, but they was a part of it. And it was some onlookers that were like, oh, we should call the police. Don't call the police. We're going to all get arrested. This is Mexico. And they conjure up that story. And that's what I believe. That's my theory on it all. I could be wrong, but I know if I'm right or wrong once FBI release their report, whenever they release it.
I'm gonna let you go. I just want to say that the girl that's on video hitting her, she was like, oh, please forgive me. Send money to my Cash App for my attorney. And then she turned around, Wiley, and was like, hey, whoever gives me the most money.
Yep, go to the Cash App.
Like, girl.
Absolutely. That's what was said. So I don't know if it was her. I'm gonna just say allegedly, but that's what was going around on social media. Thank you so very much for calling in.
Because we call in around here, Wiley. But
Yeah.
have a good night.
All right, you too. Bye bye. So this is something that I found on Twitter. They said the father did an interview with an unknown source. The father said he received a phone call around 8 p.m. on October 29th. That's 7 p.m. in North Carolina. The autopsy says she was deceased at 3 p.m. on October 29th. Again, what were they doing with the body for hours? Conjuring up a story, I believe. That's what I believe. So I saw that on Twitter. I just want to post that. So let's go to the next person that's backstage. Okay. Welcome. Can you hear me?
Hi, Wiley. Yes.
Yes.
I want to bring up a few things. Thank you for opening this up, and also doing this story on Shanquilla. I do believe that the family will get justice. I just want to put that out there in the universe because I wouldn't want her parents to, after this, just not have any closure, and here these other people are still, free and living their life. I do have a question though. Is it true that they used her credit card to buy their plane tickets back?
No, I haven't heard that. No, I think that's a rumor. That was a rumor that was circulating on social media, but the father didn't say that they did that. So I can't confirm or deny that, but that is a rumor circular on Twitter that I saw that they used.
Okay.
But I don't know for as a fact. No.
Okay. And I see some people saying that it was an accident, and part of me wants to believe it's an accident, but my question would be, why get down there and fight? You know, why are you as friends fighting anyway? I've never, fist fought my friend. It's never gotten to that point. It's never even gotten to where we've been screaming at each other. You can just agree to disagree, and then just move on. But why fight? And then she's naked, that's another.
Either they were drinking and got aggressive and got into a fight, or something went on. And with females, let's be clear about y'all females. It'd be a lot of time with niggas. Are you fuck with my nigga? Did you sleep with my nigga? That could be a theory. Because a lot of women fight and a man somewhere, or you slept with a man, that could be a case.
That could be it, but I'm not that type of female, and I don't hang around those type. And that just, yeah, from social media that does happen, but it's like very childish. But if that's your friend, I just don't understand why get down there and fight. And then another thing is
we just only speculated because we the public, so we gonna speculate just like they did back in the day with OJ. He did it, he didn't do it. We doing it. We gonna speculate. That's just
right. True.
The FBI and with a report, but go ahead, man.
Right, and then the friend, I believe his name is Khalil, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Who did the Instagram?
Oh no, that was Nazir.
Nazir. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. I saw bits and pieces of it, and the bits and pieces I saw was he got there afterwards, and then he's like rubbing her head. She's laying down. Then the next minute she's slumped over. Like, I feel like he tried to speak out first because he does have some guilt in it. They always say the first person to say something or get the lesser charge. But his story was conflicting. And is it true that that same friend who was online doing a video, a former classmate accused him of sexual coercion? And excuse me if I'm saying that wrong, but they were in high school, and like the whole situation happened.
That was Nazir. It was a woman that accused him of rape and also revenge porn. She accused him, and we read those tweets earlier. That's what happened. And then when it comes to Khalil, hope I'm saying his name right, he went on Instagram stating that he got there the next day on Mexico, but the family said that's not true. He's lying. He just wasn't making sense. They said that he pretended he got sick and he had to leave. So when they were talking to him in the house, so that's pretty much what the family is saying.
So my question is, so it was 3 men that went, correct?
I don't know how many men that went. Let me see if I can pull out the picture. They had the whole list. Go ahead and keep talking.
Because I'm wondering the reason why I'm asking
Whole
this,
list.
and then I'm gonna get down so somebody else can come up. The reason, one, I think they should have performed a rape kit on her, RA, whatever. We probably can't say that word. Sorry. They should have done that on her. And two,
It was three guys and three females.
it's just something that's not right, and we can all speculate, but I just really do believe that the family will get justice. And thank you, Wiley.
Thank you so very much. Okay, we are definitely, and if she got it wrong, y'all can go on trial. But we got our notes here. And shout out to my producer for sending me this stuff. Thank you. They wanted to remain anonymous. You live on air, Talking Faces. Is that how you say it?
Yes. Hi,
Yeah.
Wiley. How you doing?
Oh, good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Getting over a cold.
I know the feeling. I just got over mine.
Okay. The first thing I want to say is none of these people were this young lady's friend. None of them. I believe they set her up because of what I heard from the story from different people, and I did see the video that Nazir made. But from what I understand is that she wasn't even going on this trip. Khalil, which is was supposed to be her boyfriend, had to convince her to come because she knew these people did not like her. They were jealous of this young lady. So he had to convince her to come on a trip. And I think the reason that he convinced her was because I think they were going to jump her like they did. And that's clearly what they did, because anytime this young lady was in her room, she was naked. This other young lady is fighting her, and then you hear Khalil and some other people in the background recording and saying, telling her at least fight back. So that means this was a show. They were watching this. This wasn't like an argument. This was clearly planned. And the thing that went wrong was I think they killed her. It wasn't on purpose. The fight was on purpose. And now it's clear that they're starting to try to protect themselves, because now they realize that, yeah, something's going to happen. They're going to get in trouble. So now everybody is trying to protect themselves. And when you're trying to protect yourself, you never get the truth, because this person will lie to make themselves look good, and the next person will. Also, Nazir, when he was on his video, he was saying what time that he got there, and it was after she was already her had expired. And that's not true, because he was going off of times that was in Dallas time versus Mexico time versus
Mhm.
North Carolina time or whatever. And he was getting the time wrong, because he said himself on there that he wasn't really sure of the time difference. So when the person that was interviewing him started asking him and started telling him, well, this is the time difference from Mexico and Dallas, then he was like, oh, well, I don't know or whatever. So he was there. So he did lie. He did lie about that. So he was there. And I think the father confirmed that too, because they have proof, because they actually had his tickets. They actually had his ticket. So they know what time it was when he got there. Also, yes, they're gonna get locked up. All of them. Because once they left Mexico and they brought the young lady's personal items back and went to her mom's house and told her mom this story that was not the truth, was a lie, then that's when the conspiracy started. So now that there is a conspiracy, this is how that the feds will be able to charge them here, because that's a conspiracy. They spun this little conspiracy that she had alcohol poisoning when that's not true. Now in Mexico, the the Mexican police said when they, did the autopsy, they said it was alcohol poisoning. They also said that they didn't see any signs of foul play. And the reason they said that was pretty much because the friends had left. Once they left, I mean, not much left for them to investigate. And that's Mexico. They don't care. This is a young black girl. They don't care. But they were already gone. So it wasn't a whole lot that they could do because they were gone. But now that the FBI is involved and there's a conspiracy afoot here, that's how they're going to be able to charge them. Is it because it's a conspiracy? Because if you leave one country and you come to another country and a crime was committed in another country, but you come here, and then if it's someone, if that person has a loved one over here and you're relaying to them what's happening, and then you relay a story that is not true, that is a conspiracy. So there is a conspiracy afoot. So all of these people, whether they realize it or not, they're going to all be charged because they lied. Anybody that took part in lying to this young lady's parents, they will all be charged with this conspiracy charge. And they deserve it. It doesn't matter to me which one of them killed her, because they all killed her. Because the friend that was, how are you her friend, but you allowed and you watched these people attack her? Because from what I understand, that the second video is showing the light skin, the winter girl doing the kind of like some type of wrestling move on her, which is what is really supposed to have killed her. And the other young lady is saying she was alive when I just fought her, So I think these young ladies were angry at her and they wanted to attack her. And the reason they chose to do it there, because it's clear that this young lady is a non-confrontational young lady. She probably was not going to argue with them, and she's not going to fight with them. Say they knew that. So they knew they had to get her somewhere where they could try to force her, And that's what I think they did. That's why they brought her there, to kind of force her into something that they knew she had no intentions on participating in. Because when Khalil says to her, "You're not even gonna fight back," she said no. She said no. And the people, I saw a young lady that knows her on another person's live, and they said that's the type of person she was. She was a non-confrontation. She wasn't a person that wanted to argue or anything like that. She didn't want to do that. That wasn't her style to do that. And so they clearly knew this. And so they knew they had to get her somewhere where they could force her to do this. But they all are a part of this murder, because once you start lying about something that happened and somebody is dead, then that is a murder and it's a conspiracy. And that's what they did. And I hope they all get what they deserve. And as for anybody that's saying, why would you donate money to them for a GoFundMe? These people are her parents. Can you imagine your parent finding out their child is been murdered? Because that's what happened. She's murdered. She didn't die of natural causes. And that's trauma to the family.
Mhm.
So they're not going to be able, her mama is going to have to take time, her dad out from work, to deal with this situation. And if it was me, I would not rest until these individuals were brought to justice. I would not, anything that I had to do, I would do it to make sure this girl, her last moments was with people that didn't care about her, didn't even try to get her any help. They didn't care enough about this girl to even call an ambulance or anything like that. They
Mhm.
just left her body there and took her bag. And the fact that they took her luggage, I mean, that tells you a lot right there. But I'm kind of confused on when they told the parents that she was actually, like deceased. Because to my knowledge, from the information that I saw, that the mom didn't know this until um they flew back to the States. And then they went over the mom house, and supposedly the first time Khalil goes over there is with Nazir, and then the second time he brings the two girls back. And I'm like, these people have the nerve to come to this woman's house after they kill her child and
Okay.
walk up in her house.
Okay. But they did tell them over the phone, because I remember the mother did an interview. They said that she died from alcohol poisoning, and she said their stories kept changing. So she was notified on the phone that her daughter had died, and they were saying that the story was then that she died from alcohol poisoning. But thank you, ma'am. We're gonna go to the next caller. Thank you so very much for calling in.
You're welcome. Bye bye.
All right. Okay. We're gonna go to the next caller. Y'all was reading these callers. True Living, you live on the air.
Hey, Wiley, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
Great. This is my first time using StreamYard, so I didn't know how it was going to work, but
It's working good.
good. I wanted to touch base on, of course, the topic at hand. I know that you said that you believed it was an accident, and I can somewhat agree with that, but at the same time, I don't, because I come from the old school where if you fight someone and they're not fighting back, you don't fight them. You know, that makes you look weak. So the fact that they decided to continue to fight this girl, she's not even fighting back, shows to me that there was malice intent. You really wanted to hurt that young lady, right? And then at the same time, it just disgusts me that there were so many people in the room and nobody said, hey, let's stop this, let's chill out. But we live in the day and age of clout, and I believe that they wanted to film it, right, to put it on Facebook, internet, whatever, to say, look what we did to this girl that everyone likes, that everyone has something nice to say. She's so weak. That's why they filmed it, because they wanted to expose it. You know how things are. And after all this, people who have a problem with the family receiving donations, to me that's sick, because we know that we live in a day and time where Black people, especially Black women, don't receive justice and we don't receive help. So as a community, this is a way to show, hey, we're standing in solidarity with what's going on. Because a lot of times, let's be real, a lot of us don't have life insurance, a lot of us don't have family members who, it's better than them selling fish plates, to pay for stuff, because let's be honest, we do that too. So anyone who has a problem with donations, to me, is just sick. But Wiley, I want to say this, and I know that you said you can't say it, but in my opinion, I think they're all guilty. And I wish that Mexico would bring them back to
I feel
stand
like
trial.
the reason why Mexico don't want to get involved is because it's going to make it international news. If Mexico say, hey, we're going to file charge on these Black folks, you're going to get Black Lives Matter involved, you're going to get the NAACP involved, it's going to be turned into a more of an international story. Because here are these Black Americans, and what they're going to play is victim. This is racism. They saying it because we're Black. They don't want Black people in this country. They could turn it and make it into a Black issue. Mexico don't want to get involved because a lot of Black folks go to Mexico to vacation. So they don't want to mess up their tourism money. That money it's a money game. They don't want to mess up that money game, because if they announce today in Espanol that they want to file charges on all them Black Americans, it's going to turn into a race thing. And then also it's going to turn into, well, should we go to Mexico? Then CNN gonna get involved, MSNBC gonna get involved, all the other places gonna get involved. And then the question going to be, is it safe for Black people to travel overseas?
But that should be the question now. Because to me, in my opinion, right, if Mexico said, look, we're going to do something about it, it would make me feel safer to go over there. It would make me, at the end of the day, I know you said Black Lives Matter might get involved, but her life is a Black life that mattered.
Absolutely. But people, they're going to make this political. It's going to turn political. And so it's already going viral now. But once Mexico make their announcement, and once the FBI make their announcement, it's going to get some news too. But once Mexico make their announcement, it's now international news. Because Mexico media, they're going to talk about it. And I don't know how they're going to discuss it. I don't know, because I don't live in Mexico. And so this is really, really sad. This is very unfortunate. But I also believe that Mexico should investigate just to save face. But they're going to fall in line once the FBI. If the FBI requests to say, hey, this is what we have, and turn it over to Mexico authorities, they're going to try to press the Mexico to file some charges to make FBI look good. Because at one point, people are starting looking at FBI. Y'all ain't credible. Y'all ain't this and that. So we'll see how this is going to play out. I'm happy that the FBI got involved in requesting information. I'm happy that they have, because they did not slow ball. They got people pressured because of black media, because the black media have been pressuring the story. FBI was like, listen, you got any videos? They have contacted the owner of the NCB, the North Carolina beat. They have contacted them, said, hey, if you have any videos, any text, send it to our agent. Please let people know if they have any information to send it to FBI. So now the FBI is involved. So we're going to see what the FBI is going to do. We're going to see what the State Department is going to say about this, because this happened on foreign soil. So we're going to see what is going to go happen with the situation. So we're not going to let this story die down. We're going to continue our pressure to federal authorities. That's the promise that I make on my channel.
Let me just make one more point, and then I'm going to go ahead and get off here. Again, this day and age is very different. And I have a feeling that she didn't realize how much they disliked her. I feel like she might have had a conversation. Oh, they don't like me. Oh, girl, it's okay. It's squash, whatever. But let me say this. A lot of people, when they go on these group trips, they're not your friends. They just want to get the Airbnb cheaper. And that's sad. It's true. But it's sad.
True. Yeah, it is really true.
But again, thank you for covering this story, Wiley.
And then we have to stop calling everybody our friend. I remember my grandmother said, "You ain't got no friends." Like, stop, because some of us go ahead. I'm just my friend. Everybody is not your friend. So I hope this is a teachable moment for young people, for people that are seeing that love to cover. Everybody is not your friends. You can't be trusted with everybody.
Absolutely. It kind of brings the feelings that I had with Kanika Jenkins. You know, this story kind of brings those same feelings back. But
and remember how disaster that was. It was a disaster. It was so many conspiracy theories. I just got turned off from it because I didn't know who to believe. It was the black activists. They were falling out with each other. It was so many conspiracy theories that I forgot what really happened to Kanika Jenkins, because it really got that bad. And I hope this doesn't get bad when people have about 50,000 conspiracy theories that we mess up about what's going on, that we don't know what's going on. So yeah.
Well, thank you for covering this story, Wiley. I will continue to watch and look for your updates, and thank you for having me on. You have a good night.
Thank you so very much. Okay, so I'm gonna drop the link. We are definitely live about this. I'm surprised the Hip Hop Inquirer haven't reported about this, because they've been reporting about Tasha K. Tasha K this, the blogger they. Tasha K is this. I wonder, is the Hip Hop Inquirer going to use that energy? I wonder, is the Hip Hop Inquirer going to use their resources with TMZ? Is they going to use their resources to cover this story and give it the same energy that they were giving about Tasha K and about how much Tasha K is a criminal? I wonder, is the Hip Hop Inquirer is going to talk about this story the way that they went down to Georgia with the phone not hooked up? I wonder, will Brother Dennis talk about this story the way that they have talked about the blogger lady? I wonder, will they pressure the State Department to get involved? I wonder, will they pressure TMZ to get involved the way that they tap dance and booty lick for Cardi B? I wonder. I just wonder. I don't know. Because they was tap dance. Oh my God, Cardi B is in it. Cardi B. I wonder, is they going to use that Cardi B language? I wonder, would they call Cardi B and say, Cardi, get involved to protect, to bring justice to Shanquila Robinson? I wonder, would they do that? That's a little thought. I wonder. Would they get involved the way that they were talking about how Tasha K is a criminal, how she owed the IRS, how she may head to prison, how her husband is alive? I wonder, will Brother Dennis use his energy and eat his lunch by covering this story the way how he covered Tasha K and Cardi B? I wonder. I'm not trying to get anybody to call in. I'm just giving my thoughts. Okay. All right. We got another caller that is backstage. Talking Faces, you're back. You got some updated information?
Well, I forgot to talk about Kandi too.
Okay.
Okay, Kandi. It doesn't matter what Kandi does. Kandi is boring, and her family is boring. I mean, let's keep it real. She was boring on Atlanta Housewives. Every show that she's had, it's been boring. So it's just not. She's just not good for TV. And she just needs to accept that, but she got a lot of mouths to fill, so she's gonna keep coming up with shows. But what I think Kandi should do is she should try to come up with shows for other people that does not include herself, because she is boring. No one wants to watch Kandi on TV, and that's just the fact of the matter. They just don't. With all that fighting you said that she should do to make her show more interesting, Wiley, that still wouldn't help her. It just wouldn't.
I want to say that I want to pause right then and there. I want to give a correction. Cardi B did post it in the story. Thank you so much to my producers. But I wanted to tip back to that. I understand what you're saying about Kandi, but Plain as Jane said that you were incorrect with your information about Shanquilla Robinson. Plain as Jane is a fellow YouTube colleague of mine. We've been colleagues for years. She said, quote, you got the information wrong
What information?
about the information about Shanquilla Robinson, that you're not updated about the information. And Planet Jane is a fellow YouTuber. And she said this. She said, you got the information wrong. What is your response?
Well, tell me what information that I got wrong, because what I said was from what I've seen on the internet. I never said that I had the facts. I've just gone from off of what I've seen on the internet, just like you're going from what you've seen on the internet. So I'm not on here representing myself as, I know exactly what's going on. I never said that. So I don't understand what Plain as Jane is talking about. If I said something that she didn't hear, or maybe no, that's not right, then tell me exactly what it is. But to say like I don't know my information, like I'm on here representing the fact that I know exactly what's going on, that's a false narrative, because I never said that. I
Okay.
said what I heard. I said what I heard and what I've seen from the internet. We've all saw a lot of things on the internet. Is that not correct?
We saw a lot of things on the internet. You're correct about that. I just want to know your thoughts about that when people
Oh,
were saying
well,
everything.
I just gave you my thoughts or whatever. So I'm not on here representing the family as what's true and factual. So she might want to check herself on that one, because I never said anything. I said what I've seen on the internet. And when I say that, I don't know if that's factual or not. The one thing that we all know that is factual is that the young lady was deceased in Mexico, and these people were involved. So someone killed her. We don't know who it was. We're all speculating as to what's going on. And there's a lot of video. I saw a video out here where people were saying it was a one of the people was not really even a woman, a man or whatever. I don't believe that to be true. I'm just going off of what I've seen on there. And I just was, opining as to what I've seen on the internet. That's it. One other thing I do want to say is that I don't think that Mexico is worried about Black people getting upset with them and them harming their tourists, because at the end of the day, this had nothing to do with what someone did in Mexico that was a resident of Mexico. These people came from the United States and came there and committed a crime. So that has nothing to do with them dropping the ball in Mexico. I mean, if the people pack up and leave this young lady in the Airbnb, I mean, Mexico, how is that their fault? None of this is their fault. None of this is their fault. It's those individuals that came to Mexico to, in fact, commit this crime. So I don't think it's any worry about that. As a matter of fact, from just the little bit that I've seen since they're talking about the FBI is involved now, is that there may be an opportunity now for the Mexico to work with them. And if they work with them, then these people really are in trouble, because if they decide to work with the FBI and they get them transfer them back to Mexico and arrest them, because in the United States, the State Department, and the Department of Justice can say, we're gonna extradite them. And because of the conspiracy aspect of it, they could be extradited to Mexico. So for these individuals, it's about to get real serious from them. And that's why one of the young ladies was trying to generate money through a Cash App, because she realizes that she's going to need an attorney.
Mhm.
So that's pretty much.
Well, we thank you so very much for responding to Plaintiff Jane, and thank you so very much for giving your thoughts. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.
I hope I answered your question, Plaintiff Jane.
All right, I believe you did. Plaintiff Jane, did she answer your question? I don't know. She definitely there, but thank you so very much. And you can always welcome to come back and say what you got to say, Talking Faces. Thank you.
Thank you, Wiley, because I like your show and I like to come on here.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I hope you keep having a lot of topics.
I'm gonna keep having a lot of topics. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, we have another person backstage. Welcome to the Wiley Show.
Hey, Wiley. I disagree with the last caller on some parts, and I hate I said that, because she'll probably, I don't know. Anyway, Mexico does have some fault in it, because they just went off what those people said. Maybe they said she fell, hit her head, whatever, and they just went along with it. I do believe like they just did that because she was, in my opinion, they did that because she's a Black woman. So they didn't care. Another thing is, I do notice that some people in your comments, when you have people call in and give their thoughts, their opinions, it's like they always have like something to say in the comments, but they never call in. Like, this is your opportunity to call in and give your thoughts.
Really, I'm glad you brought that up, because the people in the comments, they say, next caller, one lady said, you don't know, they was telling that you don't know what you're talking about. You got it all wrong. I said, but they don't call in.
Right. They don't call in. And it's like these are stories that we really need to talk about. Like, we have the opportunity to, if you think I'm wrong, call in. Let me hear what you think, because maybe what you have, I haven't heard. And I would like to hear what you have to say. But some people in the comments, people probably don't want to hear what they have to say, but this is your opinion to talk. So, call in and give your thoughts, your opinions, and just keep it going. Like, we're here to hear this story and talk about it, and we're fans of Wiley. Absolutely. So just,
And one of the ladies said, hush, you got the information wrong. Okay, she had hung up. Plaintiff Jane said, do y'all realize everyone in the chat ain't an environment to call in? That is definitely so true. And I like the comments, but I do know I'll be careful interviewing guests with comments with live, because my audience, they're very opinionated, and everybody can't handle, let me say this, criticism. I said something. So now sometimes when I interview people, I try to pre-record or get somebody that don't know. I don't tell them how to read the comments, because it'd be some people that be really triggered with the comments. It don't trigger me anymore, because I've been doing this a long time. So, because I remember I had a guest on my show, his name was Dre Simber, and they was reading the comments, and he went off on the comments. I had to be very careful on that. Is this my girl? Hey!
What is going on? I'm gonna beat your butt, because you being messy. You being messy right now.
I wasn't being messy. I was asking I saw the comment. I said, well, let me see if the lady understand that you said that she didn't know what she was talking about.
She didn't. She had about 3 facts wrong. So, and it's really interesting, because even in her addressing that, she says, I didn't say I had the facts, but for you to say I got things wrong, that's a false narrative, because I'm just repeating what I heard. Contradiction within itself, ma'am. Like, chill. Like, this ain't even the time for me and you whoever she is, call it to be going back and forth. At the end of the day, there's a Black woman who lost her life at stake. And misinformation like this spreads like wildfire, and it'd be 11 different narratives about what really happened. For example, somebody brought up Kanika Jenkins. How many different stories and narratives have we heard about Kanika Jenkins?
It was a lot. It was 1,000 stories about that. Just like they said, the woman that was beaten up, Shanquilla, was a man. It was a trans. And they posted a picture, a Photoshop picture.
Photoshop.
Yeah, it was a trans. Would you remember that?
Yeah.
Be very careful with it. And I can understand people that's not involved like because we see everything, we read up on everything. But a lot of viewers, they watch one particular YouTube channel.
Right.
They done with their research. They got it. Whatever that channel say, that's what they're going to repeat.
Right. But, to be specific, the main thing that was bothersome, not only did she say Khalil, who is not a heterosexual man, was her boyfriend, she also said that Shanquella had alcohol poison in her bloodstream, in her system. That's not the case. And that's not what the toxicology report says. It would be nice if the family got their own independent one, because that one was done in Mexico. However, her going around saying things like that, it's just not accurate, and it doesn't really help the story in any aspect. So
the family should have an autopsy report done in the United States. Get another one done.
I think so.
The one that they have is translated from Mexico. The one we're reading is from Mexico. I do believe, but that's going to cost money, and that's a lot of money. I heard to get.
Yeah.
But they asked for $100,000, and they only raised $8,000. So
I saw 13. Hold on, let me refresh my screen. I got it right here.
Last time I read it was like 8,000. So it's probably different now. And I do believe they probably need to get a separate.
You're right. It's $9,000. Mind you, it cost them close to $7,000 just to get her body back here.
Yeah, it's expensive, and that's a bad place to die in a foreign country, especially in Mexico, because it's a language barrier. So probably whatever happened probably got lost. It could be common, got lost in translation.
Yeah, it probably did. But let me get off here, because you ain't right. You was instigating. You was starting mess.
No, but do you think that Brother Dennis should talk about this story? Because he was so involved with Tasha K and Cardi B. Should he use this energy as Black media, Mr. Dennis? He's our elder. Should he get involved in this story? Because he's
what? I feel like this is a story that only people who give a about it should really be talking about it. If his heart not in it, and it's not what he's interested in, and he just going to do it for clicks, views, traction, and just because he feels the pressure, he not really going to do the story no justice anyway. So there's a lot of people who are really passionate and invested in it. I've been covering it since I found out about it. I feel like,
and your coverage have been thorough. Like, you are NBC, NSNBC, CNN. You're very thorough. Like, I don't know how you do it with the transcripts. You read the transcripts. You go day one, day two. You is great. That's your gift. And everybody can't do that. And you tell the whole story. And if you sit for a while, you're going to know what happened at trial. I can't. And that's very expensive, because that costs money to get those documents.
Yeah. It does. And it takes so much research, and then to absorb it so that you can regurgitate it in a way that makes sense. Legal jargon is not something that the everyday person can understand. So you got to break it down in a way. And it's just, it's stressful. So
it definitely is. But I do be checking it. I said, wow. Just like, I'm going to say this really quickly. Just like they posted somewhere out there that R. Kelly going to get out of jail, and that went viral. Did you see that? I'm like, y'all believe this? And the media like, R. Kelly get out of jail. Some people actually believe that.
I don't know what's wrong with that's what they want to believe. I call them the P hive, right? Like, R. Kelly got this fascination with urine. The P hive is delusional. They believe what they want to believe. They omit the facts that they want to omit. They saying the parents should be in jail. Well, the parents should be in jail too, if that wouldn't mean that R. Kelly would be free. And just because the Chicago case might get thrown out doesn't mean that the New York and the upcoming Minnesota trial, it doesn't void those things. So they like to. Another bone I want to pick with you before I go. You was talking all that mess about Baltimore. What's up?
Baltimore.
Wiley, what's good?
I can't say I love Baltimore, but I do love the people like you, Monique. I love her. But when I was there, it was a lot of junk. It was junky. And I was in a Roach and Rag motel. Clearly, I was in a bad part of Baltimore.
Was clearly in the wrong spot. Every state got a ghetto.
I was just talking about my part of the city. And it offended people in Baltimore. But I do respect y'all prosecutor, even though she's been charged, and I don't know if she could go to jail or not. It was her money, but it's a lot of corruption with Baltimore. It's kind of junky. So, from my experience, I only been there 10 years ago. It may be clean now. So that's what I was just giving my experience. I didn't call the people dirty in Baltimore because some good looking people in Baltimore. And the way y'all talk is just, it's just an instant turn on for me because it's that culture is just it's very rich. But they ain't heard of a garbage truck, and you know
they got the garbage trucks. We try and get it together. Look, when y'all need some good crabs, some good regular blue crabs, not snow crabs. Come here. When you need a good chicken box.
Okay, I'm gonna come.
You need a good crab cake.
I'm gonna come back to Baltimore, and I'm gonna stay in a nice hotel. Again, that was when I first started. That was my first trip traveling to another state to see Brandy because she performed at the African Fest many years ago, and I went there to support her. And I brought 2 people, and I just saw the junk, and I was like, "Oh my God, it's a dirty city. Where's the cleaner?" So that was almost 10 years ago, while I was in Baltimore. Whenever Brandy performed at the African Fest, that was the year, because she headlined. That was the year that I was there in that city.
The thing about the ghetto and the nice parts and expensive parts, they so close. Like you could literally be in a spot where the rent is like $2,800, $3,000, literally luxury, and walk 2 blocks up, and it's the hood. I mean, the hood. You better not turn on the Miley Cyrus on the Taylor Swift in your car. You better put the most gangster thing you can imagine on in your car. Like it just, it's like that. And downtown Baltimore has a lot of it's a huge tourist attraction. But again, you'll be at a nice restaurant, right? $125 a plate, Ruth Chris, 2 blocks up the street, you're gonna see some addicts because it's just that fast. The cutoff.
Okay. That's just how the city is designed, how it is designed. But any city is the common denominator is poverty and lack of investments. So that's pretty much it. But I'm glad we had this conversation. I didn't think it was gonna go viral like that with me talking about Baltimore. But I would say I'm gonna come back to Baltimore. And you still live in Baltimore, or okay. Yeah, we can go. We could go out to a nice. My treat. Go out to a nice 5-star restaurant. Oh, I think Talking Faces. I think she wanted to respond. Did she wanted to say something? Talking Faces.
Yes.
She said you had your information just wrong.
Yes.
How does it make you feel?
Well, you know what? It doesn't bother me. I mean, I'm not a person that gets upset, with a person or whatever. Now, what would make me upset is somebody misrepresenting what I said. First of all, I did not say that Khalil was her boyfriend. I said her best friend.
You definitely said boyfriend, and there were at least 11. There were 11 people in the chat. I suggest when this live ends that you rewind and go back to your point, because you definitely, there were about a dozen of us in the chat talking about how either you said it by mistake, which could be right, because I'm not about to sit here and fight with you. If you misspoke, you misspoke. I'm not gonna fight with you. And either. when you talk fast, because I do talk fast, you do misspeak sometimes. I get I get stuff wrong and I misspeak sometimes too. So, but that is one of the things that you said. You definitely said boyfriend.
So I will acknowledge that it is possible, but I do not believe I said that. If I did say boyfriend, then I did not mean to say boyfriend.
The chat sounding off too, so you can look there.
As for the fact of her having alcohol poisoning, I said that's what they told her family, that she had alcohol poisoning. I never said that I knew for a fact she had alcohol poisoning. But it sounds like to me, again, this is a story that is progressing, and there are a lot of things out there, and people hear different things or whatever. And again, I'm not on here representing that I know exactly what's going on. I'm only repeating what I heard, which is the same thing that you guys are doing, because no one knows exactly what happened. So it kind of seems to me like you were triggered just by me talking, just giving my thoughts.
I wasn't triggered. I was simply in the chat making a comment about a few different facts that you spewed that simply were untrue. That's not me being triggered. That's me engaging in Wiley's chat and enjoying his video and contributing to having him rank higher in the algorithm by comment. And even really enjoying you talking in general. I'm like, she's so passionate, whatever. Hopefully when she gets more information, she can continue to have this passion to get the word out. Because that's what it's about. It's not about a dispute between me and you. It's about this story.
Okay. I just want to be clear about that, because it kind of sounds like when you came back on, it was kind of like you were kind of like attacking me, and I'm like, I don't even know this woman.
Nobody
Why would
was
she even do
attacking
this?
you. You said, did you answer my question? And honestly, I never asked you a question. Wiley did.
Right.
And I was clearing up what you had said when you got off, because you actually sounded triggered. I hope I answered the plain and Shane question, and that's not right, and it's a false narrative. And honestly, if you misspoke a couple of times, or if you don't have all the facts and you just said, you're just repeating what you're hearing, which means you're not researching. You're just repeating hearsay that
and
you're
I never
finding
said I was researching.
on the
I
internet.
never said that.
That's not me being triggered. That's just me realizing that some of the things that you're saying are untrue, because I've been researching this story.
Actually, Wiley Show, to my understanding, is people calling on with, what we've heard about the story and giving our thoughts on the story. And that's what I was doing.
As soon as Wiley went to the next caller after you, he typed in the chat, please call in with the right information, in all caps. In all caps. And he's laughing because he knows it's true. You said several things that are untrue.
Why didn't he tell me that?
Nobody's attacking you. Wiley brought something up, trying to be messy, intrigued you.
Wait a minute. So now that takes me to Wiley. Wiley, if I said something that you felt like was incorrect, why didn't you just address me right then?
Well, for me, I was reading the chat. I said, please call it with the right information, because I want you to get your thoughts out. Because what it does, we having a conversation with this beautiful sister from Baltimore, which we're on our way. We're gonna book a trip to Baltimore, and it's driving conversation. You're not the only one that had information wrong about this case. I talked to a couple of people. I talked to a sister today from Atlanta. She believed it just all a conspiracy. And so you're not the only one that had it wrong. And so when I check Twitter, it's 90% of what's going on Twitter is wrong. It's not the right information. So it's not uncommon, but I'm going to let you talk because you were an elder. And I think that we should not interrupt our elders when they're wrong. We just sit and listen. I'm like, okay, that's what you have to say. Because I would never interrupt my grandmother, even though she could be dead wrong. I just let her talk, and we just making sure that you able to give your thoughts out. And so that's what I feel about it. And when like Michelle Obama said in this book, when they go high, you go low. And I just went low and just allow you to say what you have to say. That's it. There's nothing more I can say about it. But I will say this. I agree with you on this, that something happened, regardless of what happened. I do believe right here that the family should do another autopsy, because we need to get more facts about what really happened. And maybe we should see, was it alcohol in her blood? They should all be tested to see if they had alcohol, but I guess it's probably too late for them, but they could definitely test that body, is my humble opinion. But I'm glad you called in, Talking Faces, because you're one of my top callers now. Lately,
exactly.
you have been all the time. And I don't know why they say you got the information wrong coming at you, but you call in. But I'm glad.
And this is dialogue. It's dialogue. If we're ever talking about something and I say something that's incorrect, you can correct me then. I'm not one of those people that's out here that's just, like everything I say is gospel and I know exactly what I'm talking about. And again, I will say this. If I said her boyfriend, then I misspoke, because I know that it's not her boyfriend. It was her best friend. And as a matter of fact, if I said boyfriend, I said it one time and I corrected myself when I was speaking further in the conversation about this matter. I didn't continue. I know I didn't say continue to say her boyfriend, because I know it was her best friend. And also, again, with the alcohol thing, I mean, this is the story that they said. How is that false? This is the story that they told her parents, that she had alcohol poisoning. Okay. So what's the misinformation about that?
No, I didn't say that part was a misinformation. I think the part that she was plain as Jane brought up, that you said boyfriend, that was not correct, and you corrected and you said you misspoke. You meant to say best friend. So we good. We could all meet up
because she's saying I'm out here spouting misinformation, and I would never want to be out here giving people misinformation, because that's not who I am. So I think she was wrong in how she represented that by saying I'm giving misinformation. Just say I misspoke. Ma'am, you misspoke and you said boyfriend when it was really his friend. When you
listen to somebody misspeak and they literally say something that is incorrect, which is the definition of misinformation, you can't really decipher if they misspoke or if it was misinformation. I'm willing to give you grace and give you the benefit of the doubt and say, listen, maybe you misspoke a couple of times, but ma'am, it's really not this deep. Like you stuck on it, and we both been trying to wrap this up and you still stuck.
No, I'm not stuck on it. We were having dialogue about
you
it.
definitely
We were
still
talking
stuck.
about
You definitely still stuck. And
No,
instead of
I'm
going
not.
back and listening, you arguing about what you think you didn't say it and providing
Right.
hypothetical reasoning.
I see.
And it
Plain as
doesn't make
Jane.
sense.
Plain as Jane. I can see the type of person you are. You are an
I
argumentative
can see the type of person you are too. Yeah, because you just keep going
Then
on and on. Because I can see
we
it quiet.
each other,
I
girl.
can see
We
it
see
quiet.
each other.
Good.
We see each other.
We
Then it's
definitely
all
see each
good.
other. No, you see me. I don't see you. I just see your avatar to say talking
Okay.
faces.
Well, I
and that
definitely
name makes
see you.
sense. That name you chose, baby. It makes sense. It makes sense.
I see
But
you.
look, ma'am, Miss
I see
Ma'am,
you talking
ma'am,
faces.
Wiley said you an
Anyway,
elder. You calling in the
Wiley,
show all the time.
I
Miss
will
Elder,
continue
put your
to
rollers in
call
your head,
in
and I hope you
to
have a
your
good night.
show. I will continue to call in to your show. Okay. So thank you for allowing me to call back.
Thank you so very much for calling.
You welcome. You welcome. Bye, Plain as Jane.
Bye, Miss Mamas. Put your rollers in.
Bye.
Okay. Yeah, so I would be in Baltimore. I'm gonna book a trip to Baltimore, and I just wow, I didn't know you was from Baltimore. I always thought you was in Atlanta or California. No, I thought you was in California. I didn't know you was in Baltimore. Wow.
It's Baltimore all day, but only Baltimore people can take the T out of it. But yeah, it's Baltimore with a D.
I know it. Baltimore. Right. The way y'all say it is just so amazing, and it's just great. It's an honor to have you on because I'm a fan of your show, and I love when you cover like trials and you dive into this, and I love it. I'm going to check your coverage on this story with Shanquila Robinson, this whole entire story, because I know you do a deeper, you get paperwork, you get court documents, you get into it all. So I know, wow, that's amazing. You deserve your kudos, because a lot of Black bloggers, unfortunately, we just report off the Shade Room, Ball Alert, and all of that, and TMZ. We don't do okay, let me get the court documents and let me dive into I'll do that because it's too expensive. I did that for Tasha. Only for Tasha. And I did that because I thought she was going to make her a mentee, and unfortunately that did not happen. So, but so the rest of the people, I said, listen, I'm not diving. So I'm going to just watch Plain as Jane and see what she's saying and just regurgitate what she said, because you get the documents. You pay for a lot of that stuff. You're very intelligent. I love that about you. It's just an honor. And wow. Because every time you go live, I think I'm at work because I work like 2 to 10. So a lot of times when you live, I'm pretty much at work or I'm getting off to do a show. But I do try to div and dab and look at it, and I'll say, man, you came in with that R. Kelly stuff. I'm surprised that lady, what's her name? She's a YouTuber and she got arrested. I'm surprised she ain't try to pull up on you because she thought R. Kelly was innocent and she cried for R. Kelly. She's
still out here doing her typical thing. You talking about infamous Sylvia?
Yeah, infamous Sylvia. She blocked me because I'm like, why are you praying and crying for R. Kelly? This man is guilty. I'm from Chicago. My mom said we have always known he was guilty, but we covered it up because he made great music. But we knew he was a pedophile. He'd be at Hyde Park. We knew this for years, but he made good music. It's just that simple. And unfortunately, Black people will take up for you if you're talented. If you're a good artist, we will have your back if you entertain us. Yeah. It's just how we've been conditioned.
Unfortunately, we have a problem letting go of entertainers and music when they have really done something wrong. People want to talk about Elvis, and it's like, let's hold Robert and Elvis accountable, but Elvis ain't here. So I mean, like, okay, but y'all blast Elvis. That's the main thing I get when I'm covering R. Kelly or just in general. How about you talk about the white people? Why are you trying to tear a Black man down? Accountability is not an attack. I'm gonna say it again. Accountability is not an attack. So asking me to talk about white grapists, right? I say grape, just to protect. Talking about white grapists is not going to take away from this. And honestly, my specialty is Black news. Do I talk about non-Black people every now and then? Yeah. Yes. But people trying to deflect to take the heat off of Robert, it's not gonna work.
And then Harvey Weinstein was white, and look at the years he had to serve. So people are being held accountable, and we have to hold our own accountable as well. I know it's hurtful because we don't want to let go, but we must hold those predators accountable. And I'm glad that you're leading the fight for doing that. I'm so glad you came on. I'm shocked. I'm just I was shocked to see
you. You baited me up here. You know you dead wrong.
Did I?
You know dead wrong what you did. I'm sitting here. I said, no, you not right now.
Because I didn't know if it was a troll account because this troll account going around because I've been trolled by Sherrill's World. That was a troll account, her husband. So I'm like, this may be a troll account. But then when you kept it son, I'm like, it may not be a troll account because she's still in here. So I said, okay, let me ask her a question. Tell the lady, I'm like, so y'all can have dialogue. That's an argument to have dialogue.
It was interesting. Look. I ain't got it. It was interesting because I can see she's still in the chat, stuck, mad, upset. Like, baby, slap them rollers in and call it a night. Really that simple.
Oh wow.
But you out of pocket. I'm gonna let you go. I don't know if you got any other callers. You out of pocket, and I'm gonna remember that, Wiley. I'm going to remember this.
I will make it up by treating you to dinner in Baltimore because I definitely will be in the city, and you can show me the good parts of Baltimore. I don't know, because I definitely will be in Baltimore because I want to see that city. I have to. Y'all have a young mayor, by the way. Is that correct, or is it still an old mayor?
Yeah, we do have a black one, Brandon Scott.
And he's the one with Afro.
Yeah.
That's
the Afro has honestly calmed down a little bit because it used to be right. Okay. I gotta come to your city. Representing the fade was always fresh and it was always nicely picked, never matted down.
Yeah. Okay. Yo, he got what I call swag. Your man got swag. Yeah. So I know
some people in Baltimore mad at him because it's some Baltimore stuff.
So Baltimore stuff. I hear a little stuff about y'all city. So yeah.
But where you at, Texas?
I'm in Dallas, Texas. Yes.
Texas ghetto too.
Yeah, but yes, it is. But the ghetto in Texas is in the ghetto part of Texas. Like Texas, it's some good areas in Texas. Like it's good areas in Baltimore. And I like the fact that Texas is so big. You can be in good area and it takes miles and miles and miles to get to the hood. I don't unfortunately stay in the hood because I feel like if I'm from the hood from Chicago, I refuse to go to the hood in Texas. Yeah. I was in the hood that I know, but Texas do have its problems, but it's clean. I never like the part of Texas I'm a part of. It's clean. I've never seen trash on the ground. Like when I went to the TVS in Baltimore, maybe the employees was on vacation. I don't know, but it was a lot of garbage.
Look, I'm just trying to get you back for your state because you came from mine. So I'm just forget it. Texas ghetto too, goddamn.
I talk about Texas a lot. I didn't know the Baltimore thing was gonna be a problem. I was like, but you from Baltimore, so I know I love because if they have people like you in Baltimore is a beautiful city. It is.
I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna hop in your DMs and I'm about to cuss you out.
I love the fact that you're here. Wow. Wow, that's great.
They said we do say Doug instead of Doug.
Oh yeah.
Child, people kill me with the Baltimore accent. Say two, say monkey, say big, say Doug.
Also, y'all have a certain flavor. Oh, and I've seen Monique. I don't know. I was in Atlanta. I seen her special. You're gonna love it. I laughed and she's from Baltimore and wow. And that's what Baltimore people were telling me. How you like Monique? You coming for her city? I'm like, but she don't even live in Baltimore no more.
Yeah, I'm gonna get her the sweet baby. You right on up. I'm gonna get her to get you together because you got some nerve.
Yeah, she don't even say Baltimore. But I will tell you this: I'm gonna come to that city, and you're gonna show me a good time. We definitely gotta meet you in person because I'm so glad that you are here. I'm glad that you're back stronger than ever. And your content is on. You have something special. You found your niche, and it works for you. And that's what I love when people find their voice and they're in their lane. They're doing it amazing. And don't stop. I think we need to hear about Black cases, Black entertainment. They try to push us into talk about white. You never talk about white people. I'm not white, so I don't identify with that culture.
Exactly.
I identify with Black culture.
Right. Like I can tell you what I've observed from the people and the subjects that I've been following. I've been following Robert since I was younger. I didn't know in the 5th grade when Trapped in the Closet came out, the accusations surrounding him.
Absolutely.
So I literally grew up listening to his music until I became old enough to latch on to some of what he was doing. And I'm like, whoa, I used to really like him. I like it. Like if you have a working knowledge of your subject matter, it makes your commentary and your reporting, it enhances it a bit because you know what you, as opposed to me just reading 5 articles about a random white person that I don't know and just regurgitating that. Like it don't hit the same.
Absolutely, it doesn't. It doesn't. Absolutely. I wasn't hurt. Okay, I want to ask you this about R. Kelly. Do you still listen to his music, or are you just completely done with his music? Because me, I listen to his music. I'm from Chicago. I cannot stop. My mom played a lot. So I was just in Chicago. We was there, Step in the Name of Love. I know how to separate the man from the art because he made some great music that I still listen to this day. And I still love, like, I don't want to cry. But I Believe I Can Fly will always.
They played that at all the graduations. So
They played all of that. That song, and you, oh my gosh. Oh, I Look to You. He wrote that song for Whitney Houston. And when he signed up for her funeral, I just broke down in tears. That touched me. And it's just, he's so gifted music.
Yeah, he threw it away.
And you can't deny. And the songs that he wrote, like, are we going to cancel the songs? If you Google the songs that R. Kelly wrote for other artists, you got to cancel that too if you cancel an R. Kelly. Because he wrote a lot of songs from Usher, from a lot of artists that he have worked with. But R. Kelly is the first, but he won't be the last. There's other black artists that did what R. Kelly did. It just ain't been out yet. But you would be shocked because I'm feeling like if y'all been around R. Kelly that long, you can't tell me no other artist indulged in what he was indulging in. That's just my theory. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't listen to his music. I try to think about, like, if that was my family member or my friend, and I had another friend who was just like, well, I'm still gonna listen to his music. Forget what happened to your people. I would feel some type of way. And I feel like there's so much music to choose from. I'm a 90s, so I'm the Jodeci and Blackstreet and Kim and everybody else. I'm always going back, Jagged Edge and 112 and them. I just feel like there's so much music to choose from that I don't have to support that. Now, if I'm out at a restaurant or whatever, I can't help it. If I find myself bobbing my head, I stop.
For me, maybe because I'm from Chicago and I've heard R. Kelly since I was a kid. I just cannot stop listening. I talked to many people in Chicago. They said, Wiley, I ain't gonna stop listening to music. He in prison. I'm still gonna listen to music. And I'm trying to petition the court, and I'm trying to do this, and I haven't did my change.org. Is to allow recording equipment in the prison so he can record an album.
Look, forget the album. And people keep asking about the verses. Look, y'all missed the verses. He already did it. It was R. Kelly versus the state of Illinois. Period. That was the verses. Right. You missed it. You still got time to catch the Minnesota one. I personally enjoyed the New York versus R. Kelly versus New York.
But, that was just yeah.
The verses is done. It's done.
It's done with the verses, but
I do think he would beat Chris Brown in the verses. Like in a perfect world, if he was out, he would totally beat. Like I feel like that argument itself is
because
a little redundant.
Music goes back. He is too deep. His catalog is too deep for Chris Brown. He will smother Chris Brown with his hits, and that definitely is. Wow. But thank you. Make sure tell your YouTube channel. Make sure y'all follow her. One of the best YouTubers out here, and your coverage is just on point. It's just like you're watching CNN, MSNBC, ABC. You're watching mainstream media. This is the new way of doing mainstream media, and you do it so well.
I appreciate that. That's my. I like to do it. I've studied it since I was 6. So.
Oh wow! You went to school for journalism.
Well, I wanted to go to school for broadcast journalism, but I went to school for business admin instead. But I wish if I could go back, I would have done my mother talked me out of it. It's too narrow. There's no job. There's no guaranteed job placement. You need to do something safe like hospital or business because people always. I should have never listened to her with that. But
but you're doing it now, and this is the new version of media because a lot of people like Roland Martin on the internet. My girl, what's the other girl name? She got fired from MSNBC, ESPN. She's now got a podcast. Forgot her name. So a lot of the people that is doing media, they're running to the online, building online followers. So it's great. You in your right place right now, and that business aspect. That's why you so organized. Because you got a business degree background. So, wow, this is so amazing. I didn't think you were going to come on the show. We have been connected on YouTube, and I've never seen you on my show before. And this is an honor. And I definitely got to come on and continue to watch her show. Yeah, Janelle Hill, thank you. And, Tiffany Cross, she got fired, and she's gorgeous, by the way. And she's probably high class. She probably don't want me, but I was in her DMs. I said, if you need a shoulder to cry on, I'm here. But she didn't respond. But she got fired. But I'm glad that you're here and you're doing YouTube and you're gonna go far. Like I could see you doing MSNBC, being a guest correspondent and giving your reason about R. Kelly. The news should have had you on because you have covered this better than anybody I know. Because when I watch your content, out of everybody, yours was just different, and it was coming from the lens of a Black woman, that Black excellence. You did it, and I said you didn't play, and you don't play games with the trolls. Like you stand strong in what you believe in, and that's what I love about you.
I mean, people think they can come on and type whatever they want to type and get flat. And you know, I'm
Right.
like I'm finna make some jokes out of you at your expense since you think you can say whatever you want. I don't respond to every troll, right? Because that's just people pulling your strings and trying to bait you into whatever. But every now and then, the light in the mood. Yeah, somebody sent me a cash app today, a $5 super chat today when I was doing the Shanquella thing, and somebody was like, sent a $5 super chat. Why is nobody talking about how she was fighting a trans woman, which is technically a man instead? And I broke it down and I pulled up the things. I'm like, look at these images. This is Photoshop. And I didn't agree with them. And they said, man, can I get my $5 back? I'm like,
no,
because I don't agree with you, right? Because you asked me to. Now you want it back, man. Take the money back and donate it to Shanquella's family GoFundMe. How about you do that?
That's true. I knew I don't get a refund. They wanted me to return Tasha K camera. I wish I could go and grab it. No refund, because once you send me something, it's mine. I'm not returning it. I especially it's been over a year. Like, who returns something once they bought it a year later? Like, no, absolutely not. No.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. It's mine at this point. The only thing that you have to return by law is an engagement ring.
Absolutely.
Because it's a promise for marriage. Anything else that you gift, baby, it's a gift.
Absolutely. You're exactly, wow, you're exactly right about that. Thank you. Thank you.
No problem. But let me get off here and cuss you out in the DMs.
Okay. I don't mind. And I'm definitely gonna do a tour around Baltimore. I'm definitely, and I'm not gonna move to Baltimore, but it's so many talented people. I think Janet Pinkett Smith, she's from Baltimore. Yourself, Monique. Is Tupac from Baltimore, or did he stay in Baltimore?
He was here for quite a bit of time. I think he was raised here, but he wasn't technically born here. But there's a lot of really good creative energy here in a lot of different realms: journalism, media, broadcasting, actors, poetry, like you name it. There's a lot, because the city is it's very cultured, and it's just what it is. So I'm grateful. I don't want to be here my whole life. I do want to be gone in like the next 7 years. But
what other city? Would you do LA? Would you do Atlanta?
As long as it's warmer. I hate being cold. Like Maryland's right in the middle, and so I'm not moving anywhere above where I'm at. I would prefer to move down south somewhere, just because I like the warm.
Because it's something with Texas is a great place. I see a lot of African Americans moving from the north to the south, and they're, especially from Chicago, from these cities, they're moving to Dallas. Even for a lot of people from California, moving to Dallas, Houston, San Antonio. Like, it's a lot of people moving to Texas. There's something about this city, and I talk to a lot of people. I haven't talked to only 2 people I've talked to that's actually born and raised here, but most people are associated with me. They're from Chicago, Atlanta, from other cities.
Yeah, it's people asking would I come to Texas. I've been to Texas before, baby. Where I was at was El Paso, around that military base. That air's so dry there.
Oh yeah, you went to El Paso. That's a dry place. Like, Dallas is okay. And I'm not really good at figuring out that, because I haven't really experienced the city. I just, for the first time, went to a bar in Dallas. So I'm gonna need to experience the city a little bit more. I'm just in my little hub, and I don't move nowhere from my little hub, but I definitely experience it more. They really give you some more detail. But I will tell you this: when I was doing Uber, I was seeing a lot of Black folks building houses in Frisco, Texas, which is a very prominent area in Texas. I mean, Black with money, long money. So I tell a lot of people, like, buying houses is cheaper. So if you really want to start a family, I think Texas is a great place to start a family, because the school districts are better and it's safer than a lot of areas like Baltimore, Chicago, or Philly.
It's open.
Yeah.
Excuse me, it's open carry.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The guns. Oh yeah. They can carry. They can carry in Texas. Absolutely. But I don't really see people. I don't go out like that. I don't really see people carrying their weapons. I know they have them, but I don't really see people like carrying their weapons. Maybe because the part I live in, the part, yeah, but it's open carry. But I don't really see people carrying their weapons like that. I haven't seen it. I haven't really seen any citizens like carrying their weapons, but I know they got them, so I ain't gonna try to press up on them. But even New York have turned into open carry, but they have turned into open carry. So, yeah. But thank you. Anything else you want to share?
No, that's it. I appreciate you having me on, and
Thank you.
you know, Baltimore ghetto, so Texas ghetto.
Yeah.
Get it. But no, I hope you have a good night.
Thank
Shout
you.
out to everybody in the chat. Thank you so much for the
Thank
support
you.
and the love. I see it. And shout out to what was Granny name? Talking Faces.
Talking
Shout out to her
Faces.
too.
Thank you. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a good night.
Thank you. Oh man. Thank you so very much. This was great. I didn't think that Plain as Jane was going to come on the show. I'm so shocked that she came on our show. But I have to give her our props. And thank you so very much. This was definitely great. Shout out to y'all. We've been on here for 2 hours and 30 seconds. And Plain as Jane is my first caller that called in on camera, looking good, good lighting, beautiful, intelligent. And that's the future of the show. So I appreciate that. She came on camera, said her point of view. Shout out to Talking Faces. She said her camera. She come across of that way. And I see y'all saying, ask her if she's submissive. I'm not asking those type of questions. Wiley, so why did you leave Chicago to come to Texas? I left Chicago. I had to leave Chicago. When your family kick you out, when you ain't got nowhere to go, I called a friend. I called my friend Jonathan Flakes. And he was living in Dallas. And now he could have been living anywhere in the United States. I would have went there because he said, man, come on. He told me to come to Texas before I even moved. Before he moved from Chicago to Texas, he said, come to Dallas. I didn't do it because it wasn't my time. But once my family kicked me out, said I had to go, I couldn't live with nobody, called Jonathan Flakes up. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, that's what Plain as Jane. Okay, she said, so that made me smile. She said, LOL, I am submissive, though, if the man in the circumstance is right. Come on. So he called me, and we got to we got to Dallas. So that's why I'm here, because my family kicked me out. I had nowhere to go. I was ran out of Chicago, ran out of the city. I was getting threats. People were threatened. I was ran out of the city. I'm behind. Ran out. I had to run for my life. I was ran out of the city, and that's just so true. And so when I go back now, it's totally different. I just go and visit. That's what I do. I just go and visit Chicago. But I was ran out of the city. I ran out with no job, no money for food. But I returned to Chicago as a YouTube sensation. And I turned to Chicago with an audience. Came to Chicago with a little money in my pocket. I wasn't broke. Like I had a little something in there. And totally different. But when I left, I was broke. I was hurt. I was abandoned. But I appreciate that experience because it taught me how to be a man. Because when your family cuts you off, you have no choice but to swim or drown. And I chose to swim. And I'm glad that I'm able to accomplish what I've accomplished here in Texas. And the future is bright for me. And I'm going to continue to do what's right. And as long as God got me here, I'm going to continue to have blessings on top of blessings on top of blessings. Yes, if that special ed teacher can see me now, John D. Evans, he passed away. And it's so sad I couldn't go to his funeral, but I appreciate him. Because if he can see me now, it's just, wow, he would be so proud. But he did see a little part of me doing shows, and I greatly appreciate that. But he didn't see this part of me continue to grow with followers. Thank you. It made me who I am today, and I appreciate that. I think about it. I'm on YouTube to, let me see, proud of you. So, but Plain as Jane says she will be submissive. See that? And so it's not uncommon for me to say women should be submissive. I got judged a lot. I love a beautiful, submissive woman, educated and submissive. that is definitely a turn on. And people act like, I ain't gonna be submissive. That man better make 12 figures. I mean, not 12 figures. He better make 6 figures. So women were coming at me. I'm like, oh, okay, I wasn't talking to you. Hey, Wiley, I was only trying to spice up your chat, child. It's not my fault that loonies fall for the okie doke so easily. Oh, wow. Okay. Definitely probably Wiley greatness. I would be too if a man is a good man. Thank you. Another beautiful black woman. You've grown so much from the beginning. I have grown so much. 400K a year. Okay. Now, when I make this, I'm gonna hit up Planet J and I'm like, hey, I got the private jet. We going to England. All right. We gonna go to I don't know, we're gonna go to Combo or some part of Mexico. We going to South Africa. I got the private jet. See, y'all talking right now, but once I get it, oh man, you what? Put you on a private jet. Now we going to Combo Mexico. Not a private jet, so I'm trying to commercial, baby. Are you hungry? Oh man, I'm laughing. Y'all in Mexico. Oh, oh man. Okay. 12 figures. Okay. All right. Maybe I don't do a small plane turbulence. I said it, brother, when you walk in. Okay. All right. I never been on a private jet before. So the turbulence, because it don't be that bad on bigger planes, but on the smaller planes, I imagine that'll be a lot. Also, too, we want to give a special shout out to Brandon Carson, my good person that I follow out of Atlanta, Georgia. It is his birthday today. So happy birthday to Brandon Carson. It is his birthday today. Now, y'all saying private jets are overrated, but somebody offer you I fly Spirit, and I don't have a problem with Spirit. I get the big chairs in the front, and I fly Spirit Airlines. People say, why you take Spirit? I'm like, I don't I like the seats in the front, and I always fly Spirit. And you got to pay for your bag, and you pay for the seat. I'll have, and sometimes I fly Southwest. I never got on the flight. What's the red one? Not Southwest. It's another one based out of Atlanta. I forgot the name of it. It's not Southwest. It's based out of Atlanta. I flew on American before, but they don't have the seats like Spirit Delta. I think I got on Delta before. But the main one that I mainly do all the travel is Spirit. Yeah. It's Spirit. I never had got on first class. So do Delta do first class? I never did first class. So I don't have a problem with it. And they have some amazing flight attendants. They really, really great. And because you gotta pay for the food, the snacks, and none of food, but snacks. Okay. Okay, if you won't Jay Wiley send our ransom ticket to Mexico with Combo Mexico with Spirit. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm keeping it real. Yeah, I fly Spirit. I don't want to take granny with y'all to get. Somebody said, take granny with y'all to get the facts. Take granny with y'all to get the facts. Oh man. Oh man, Wiley, there's probably 10 people in this whole chat. who been on first class, and I'm guessing how I'm just being real. Yeah, I've never been on first class before. I never took a train like travel by train. I would like to do that before because I like to travel. So I'm gonna do that one time, like travel the country by train. So I'm thinking about doing that, but I never did that before, and I would love to travel that before. Yeah, yeah, that's something else. Never, never, never. Oh wow! It's happy birthday to Mikey Braxton, Tamar and Tony and them brother. It's their birthday. Thank you so very much. Why are you on here, BMS? You speak on this up on YouTube now and watch your show as we speak. Okay. Oh, somebody's responded to me on there. Thank y'all so very much. We're gonna go. Thank y'all so very much for coming on the show. We will see y'all on later today because it's already. Is it Friday? It is already Friday. We have been live all day today, doing different videos, and I appreciate that. So when we are off work, we go live a lot, and so if I was doing this full time, this is what you would get. And so I don't want to leave y'all, but I done ran out of topic to talk about. I ran out of topic to talk about. I really had. Yeah, I have ran out of topic to talk about. So I'm going to Amazon and get some ring lights, get some expensive ring lights. Because these lights, I got a new camera, but the lights are still kind of dark, unfortunately. I don't know. Let me give me some more lights. Still Thursday on the West Coast. How many are there of you? I'm going back to the bushes. Y'all done cut up. Yes, it's Friday. The Boost Wi-Fi acting up. Y'all all run that. No, it's not. I'm turning the camera because I had to blow my nose. Y'all should have community walls by now. Share Wiley on it. Yes. Yes, share the Wiley Show. Thank you. Follow us, content creators, because we appreciate the love, man. A like goes a long way. Y'all get good because I know I entertain because I am so underrated as a performer, as a YouTuber. And we just talked about it. Here we go. We get a person on this show. Plain as Jane came on, and we just talked. It had a great dialogue. Just never know. Wiley Research Made. Is that a show? Yes, Made. I saw this. It's a show on there. We have community walls now. I think you do. YouTube gave everyone community walls. You used to have 500 subscribers. So share us on the community wall. Definitely entertaining, man. And it's I said something, and I'm gonna close with this. I'm gonna close because we've been here almost 3 hours. I said on the show that when a man walk in the room, the woman's supposed to stand up. Now I'm talking, right? This is my whole idea of what a woman should do. Somebody on Facebook literally tagged me in a post saying, Wiley saying, when you come in the room, stand up. And this is what the Wiley Show said. I'm like, what? And rarely do people talk about me on Facebook, but they have done this a couple of times. I'm like, whoa. I'm just talking. It's the device that assists with, okay, that may allow to. Oh, really? Okay. I've heard of that. You can see it in the email. That was entertaining. Y'all jump on Granny like that girl did in the video, though. Sad. No, we did not jump on Granny, Mel C. We did not jump on. We were having dialogue. Come on now. Wiley going to use that private jet to fly you in the TD Jakes conference. Not the TD. Excuse me, not the TD Jakes conference. Yeah, this was an amazing show. It was. Thank you. Make sure y'all get y'all merchandise. We got some new merch coming. Can't wait to announce it. We're working on the designs now because I'm trying to get it out before December get here. But you know when you're going through stuff, so I'm trying to get some sayings so we can get people to get that holiday shopping and get discounts because I'm trying to have t-shirts for like $15, not that expensive, so people can buy something for Christmas and stuff like that. So I'm working with that with the designers. My members, you all will see the designs first. Also, members, we will be going live on Monday. We will be talking about White Fear, written by Roland Martin. This will be the last time we cover this book because I'm listening on Audible, and we're just going to dive into conversation. I'm looking for a white person to come on the show. We've been emailing, don't nobody respond. One white person said they refused to talk about a book called White Fear. They was actually roasting Roland Martin in the email. So, but I'm not going to put that person on blast, but I would prefer to get like a white person on the show to talk about that. Is it a such thing as white fear from a white person perspective? So we've been reading this book, and I got about 2 more chapters left, and we're going to talk about it on Monday about the book. So thank y'all so very much. We're going to talk about that on Monday. And I'm going to announce our next book for December. This will be the last book that we're going to choose for this year. I'm still working on it about the book that we're going to do. So we're definitely going to talk about it on Monday for members only, and for members only on Patreon. We're going to be covering that on Monday. And so if you know somebody that is white or progressive or conservative, if they'd like to come on the Wiley Show, tell them to please email me at wileyshow@gmail.com. Let me post it. Give me a second. At wileyshow@gmail.com. If you got any stories that I should be covering in your state, your city, wherever is going on that I should be covering, stories that people ain't talking about, you can email me at wileyshow@gmail.com. If you are a white progressive or conservative and you want to talk about the book White Fear, you can please send me an email at wileyshow@gmail.com. Again, that's wileyshow@gmail.com. Okay. All right. We're going to talk about that tragedy of Unique. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow because I'm still getting my details about that. Because they did call the person that did that, killing those young black men. I want to make another announcement. These are church announcements really quickly, since I got 300 people here. Make sure if you have not been notified when I go live, just text Wiley to 888-534-4939. You could be notified when I go live, and we will see y'all at the next episode. Also, too, because you get notified every time we go live, any major announcements, the text will probably get it first. If I'm making an announcement, our Cash App $Marquise28. You can give directly to the show. We put it back into the platform. Right now, y'all gave money for my birthday. We're gonna get some new lights because the lights I got is kind of boyish. So we're gonna get some new lights. For anybody that want to contribute and send stuff for our birthday that just passed on the 11th, but if you still want to send me gifts, you can send it to the P.O. Box 701122, Dallas, Texas 75370. P.O. Box 701122, Dallas, Texas 75370. That P.O. Box is actually in the description box. So if you need all the information, all of my information is there. And thank you all so very much. Also, thank you to Plain as Jane for coming on the show. Thank you so very much. We're great. Thank you. Yeah. So the camera is on point. The lighting is just not where I want it. It needs to be brighter in here. Still kind of dim and dark. And I got these photography lights. So I'm gonna really research the lighting and see if I ain't gonna be mad like somebody got mad. You ain't tell me about the lighting. No, we gonna get the lighting fixed. Okay. All right. We definitely gonna get it right. Thank you so very much. Okay. Thank you. Oh, wow. This is amazing. Okay, who else? That was it. I think that was my announcement. It turned out to be a great show. I came halfway through. It was a good show. Don't miss it. It was. Yes. Thank you. Okay, we will see you on the next episode. Peace and blessings to you. Bye-bye.